Hello, everybody. Saturday night. Sorry I'm a bit late. I had a last minute errand I had to take care of, and I'm just getting settled in here. So thank you for your patience. Apologize again for that. And we're good. All right, cool. I have glasses up here. Let me see here. Let's get this together. A little disheveled. StreamYard link. Good. RW. Last Dance. Thanks for being here, guys. English Bottle Cap. What is up? Hey, wife. Good to see you. Thank you for telling them that. Just Steve-O. Based Welshman. What is up? Don't know what you mean by that, but no, I really don't know. But yeah, here we go. Super Bowl weekend, big weekend for me, as my team is in it, and they are underdogs, which is always a good place to be. Confidence is a killer in big games. So I won't get into too much of that. I know we have a bit more of an international crowd here. See if I can do this without the glasses. If I need them, I need them. Interesting week. Definitely a lot of stuff going on in politics and things going on in outside of politics that are pretty mind-boggling too. So get into all of that. Definitely need the glasses. It was not a nature call, my friend. Well, I suppose it might have been. Cool. All right. I'll take that. Club Exile, thanks for being here. I don't like the way the lenses reflect the screen, but that's okay. Well, I'm not going to pin the link unless somebody really needs me to. Our bud here, who usually needs that, seems to have figured out a way around it. That is tomorrow, Club Exile. Yes. Yeah, it's Super Bowl weekend. And that means next weekend, I believe, is the Daytona 500, which is also good stuff. Yeah, just like Homer Simpson, put the glasses on, boom, smarter. And yeah, that's me all the way. And it does help to see up close, obviously. You ready there, Last Dance? Yeah, the link is in the description. Sometimes people apparently can't get the link because it's not, I don't know why, but I think it's been figured out. Yeah, Bud Light's rolling here. And there he is. How are you?
All right. Happy Saturday.
Same to you, man. How's my sound?
Sound is excellent.
Good. I discovered something that this computer has a setting that is an automatic background noise reducer sort of thing that I've found that I shut off. And I think that was a problem in the long run. I think that had to do with why every time I turned this thing on, it would be turned down. I don't know why, but I shut that off. This time I came on and the setting was where I left it the last time I was on a live stream. So,
okay.
And also I got a free recording thing, a multi-track recorder that could never record guitar because it would always register it as background noise. Once I shut off this stupid setting, it's like I can now make multi-track recordings, which is just
awesome.
Took me a long time to figure that one out, man. But yeah, interesting stuff. You excited for the game tomorrow?
I am excited. I don't really have a favorite, but if I'm honest, I kind of am rooting for the other team.
The Seahawks.
A little bit, just a little bit.
They are favored. And
yeah, but
in the past, you've rooted for the underdogs when you don't have a dog in the fight.
Yeah, I could never consider New England an underdog because you guys have basically owned the Super Bowl for 2 decades now, and after a few years of taking a break, you're back in it again, which is amazing. And So, but yeah, I'm interested to see how the quarterbacks
Mhm.
play because the offense runs through the quarterback, and there are questions about whether Sam Darnold could win in the big game. Well, he did in the previous game, but I think there will always be questions. And May, he's still kind of young, so he seems to have, stood up, passed every test, but I don't know. I guess there are probably still some doubts out there.
Well, yeah, he hasn't played exceptionally well in the last few games. They still won, but
Yeah.
he's got to go back to the Drake May we saw a little more in the regular season where he was a little more of a gunslinger. And it's going to be an important game to watch for defense. The Seahawks are a zone team. They usually rush. They have good rushers, but they also have a good zone. So if it's like a fine line, if he gets time and guys can get open, he's going to do well. If they get through and he doesn't have time, then he's going to be rattled. It's going to be a hard game. It's going to be like a fine line for the defense on both sides,
Yeah.
And if we can get into a scoring match, we have a chance. If it's a grind, it's going to be harder for the Patriots, I think. So,
Yeah.
We shall see. It's exciting nonetheless just to be in it for me.
Are you excited about the halftime show with Bad Bunny or whatever? I don't even know who Bad Bunny is, but I know he's like a rapper that's doing the halftime show.
Hi, RW. Are you excited for Bad Bunny?
I was literally going to basically ask Last Dance question, so I'm happy to hear your answer, buddy.
Yeah. No, Bad Bunny I'm not a fan of. He does a style of music called reggaeton, I think it's called. It's sort of from Puerto Rico. Famous song was Gasolina by Daddy Yankee. It's probably the most famous reggaeton song of all time. Frankly, the Kid Rock show that I think it's Turning Point USA or one of those is putting on an alternate halftime show. I'm kind of cheesy. I don't mind me some Kid Rock,
Well, where will that be visible? On the internet?
Yes.
Okay.
Most likely, yeah.
And I believe the Puppy Bowl will be going on, and that's always.
I'd watch that.
Hey, you got kids, man. Puppy Bowl, they're going to be liking the Puppy Bowl more than the actual football game.
I'm actually shopping for puppies, so maybe it'll
for
be
you.
good inspiration.
I watched a few minutes of that one year. It was terrible. I mean, it's just so.
Well,
It's-
TPSA and non-speaking halftime shows. I mean, you got to put it into the equation and see which one is actually the most terrible. Puppies are looking all right. That's all I'm saying. Puppies are looking okay.
I used to like watching it when my niece and nephews were young, like little. They thought it was the cutest thing. They would get all excited for it. But yeah, once there's no little kids around, it's pretty stupid, but
There
still
is
cute.
more controversy also for the halftime show because people are saying that pharmaceutical ads are going to be much more prevalent because the ads are getting so expensive that they're the one company that basically can continue to afford it. So I'm curious to see if there's, one, a bunch of them, and two, are they unique or are they just the trashy pharmaceutical ads that we're used to seeing?
Mhm.
I'm
It'll
looking
be-
forward to being surprised by Libtard Super Bowl ads.
Do you
Possibly.
think like Jaguar is going to put out some goodies?
I don't know. I know, but there always are a few. And there's also that he gets it kind of some bizarre like religious Libtard religious ad.
Jesus ads.
Yeah.
I forgot
Yeah.
about those. You're right. The Chosen, or I can't even remember the name of that show that they kept pushing that guy. I can't see there being a bunch of heavy liberal marketing this time around. I think they'd be so out of place that they'd get more flat. But if any press is good press, I don't know. You got a point.
You
Is
can't.
Green Day involved? I've
Is
heard
Green
people
Day?
mentioning Green Day as well as Bad Bunny.
I don't know.
Do they speak Spanish?
Maybe they were tossed in at the end to be an add-on. But if Green Day is involved, they might do something political. I don't know if someone wants to search that. Look, Welshman's here.
Welshie boy.
It's two liberal teams. I don't know. I don't know if I
It's
would
hard
say
to get. It's hard to get more liberal than Seattle and. Well, I don't know. Is Boston more liberal than New York City? Maybe, I think it is probably.
Well, it's New England though.
Valid debate.
New England, yeah.
So, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine are not really particularly liberal. But
The team name might be New England, but they'll always be the Boston Patriots to me.
sure.
You may change your name.
Is Exile alluding to that Kanye West is going to have a DoorDash ad, or is that last year?
I don't know what he's alluding to.
Well, Kanye West and Diddy were not in the Epstein files, to my understanding. So
I hope there's
maybe we
not
should
an
give him a
anti.
little more respect.
I
Well,
hope there's
Diddy
not
has
an
the Diddy
anti-Semitism
files.
ad.
The funny thing, Club Exile with Vermont is they have a Republican governor, and they have extremely awesome gun laws, and they have a very much lack of laws in general. So though the state might seem woke, they actually in practice are, I would call them almost more of a like libertarian style. Like in Vermont, for example.
Well, wait, where's Bernie Sanders out of?
Vermont, of course.
There's a socialist senator. It's hard to call that libertarian.
I know. It
Old
sounds
Mitten?
crazy, but I'm just looking at the things that I pointed out. Like, for example, in Vermont with guns, all you need is a driver's license to buy a gun. There's no gun licenses. There's no gun safety courses. None of that bullshit. They might have hunter safety courses, which is a good thing because you don't want people shooting in directions of roads, houses, that sort of thing. But you can shoot out in the woods up there. You can buy guns with a driver's license. There's no gun laws essentially. Like I pointed out, they have a Republican governor, so they're fiscally conservative, you might say. But they also don't want control. They don't want laws, that sort of state. Even though they have Bernie Sanders, I know it's bizarre. It's an enigma, the state, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to hold his seat indefinitely? Like, is Bernie just in because he's such an icon, or do you think he'll eventually get? Like, is he going to be the next McGonnell or the guy that like just seizes up and freezes on stage?
Well, I think so because
Oh no!
it's the best job you can have if you don't want to work hard.
It pays well, I hear.
It pays well, and there's the only performance appraisal you get is every 6 years, and if you pass it, you're good for another 6 years.
Yeah, I mean, I like him in memes. I really do. When he was being placed everywhere in his mittens, in his chair, sitting to the sitting. That was good culture. But actually as a leader, I'm not so impressed.
Yeah, I don't hate Bernie Sanders at all. I think he's got some. There's some things about him that are refreshing. That then the fact that he's not a. I think fashion is the farthest thing from his mind. And I don't think he cares all that much how he looks, although I'm sure he has people who tells him what to wear. But yeah, I would sort of probably love Bernie Sanders if he was a libertarian rather than a socialist.
And yeah, just to point out, since I moved out of Vermont, things have changed. They do have a 3-day waiting period for all firearm purchases. And
but I'm angry now.
I'm going to go with
That's-
Eastwind on
fair.
the second one because he was right on the first one. I don't know that. I was pretty much citing from when I was there, which was at now, 16, 17 years ago. So clearly things have changed, sadly.
I want to do a quick plug for Club Exile. I've been hanging. Hey, well, just real quick. Sorry. He has his own feed that he runs like 2 streams a day, and I've been hanging out there because he's one of the few other panels that does in intellectual, in-depth conversation that he'll fight for objective truth and challenge people constantly if they're like talking out of their ass. So I asked him to come here tonight and see how he does with the panel here because he should enjoy the challenge. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Put the link in the chat. And we'll subscribe.
I
Pin the
plug
link. You want us to do that?
it. Do you
Well,
mean
like-
for Jeff or for Steve?
Well, Jeff can get in without the link. And you're already here, Welshman, so you don't need it.
Oh, I'm fine. No. What about you said RW said there was a streaming
The other
channel.
guy, yeah.
The other guy. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Put it
One
in the
second.
private chat if you can't put it in the main chat. And Welshman, you got the Rice Krispies crackle and pop going on there on the
Okay. Bear with me a second.
yeah, sure, bud. Here I am calling him Bud again.
Yeah, bud.
I called the kid at the Packy that the other day, and right away I said, sorry, I never call people that. But ever since we had this conversation about whether Bud is an insult, now I find myself calling everybody Bud.
I'm cool with it.
Is the crackling stops all still there?
It's still there.
Aphid, it's a matter of consistency. Like, do we constantly talk out of our ass, or do some of us take breaks and use facts? I'll leave that up to the guests to guess for themselves.
Join in if you want, Aphid Lip. And I don't know if everyone's been keeping up on this bizarre, what I'm going to call kidnapping of morning show host Savannah Guthrie's mother in Arizona. It's Arizona, right?
Just
yes.
the Twitter posts, not really any of the verbal audio stuff.
So recent message came out within the last hour that they are going to pay, I guess, some kind of ransom.
Oh, I definitely should.
Has the crackling stopped now, and am I clear?
100% better.
Much better.
I mean, the government standpoint is that you don't pay ransom. So for the
They don't
civilians,
pay ransom.
the government doesn't pay ransom,
Correct.
but civilians, it's a good thing to do.
Yes, they don't pay ransoms, but they don't what's the word? They don't frown
It's not-
upon private people collecting and paying ransoms to free people, but their government does not pay ransoms, I believe.
Your
Oh
wife's
my
coming.
God, that's outrageous.
I was going to say that there has to be some type of information we didn't know for them to be willing to pay money and just risk it, throwing it away. Because there
Well,
was
then
that
in
one
this-
guy they arrested that falsely claimed that he was the kidnapper trying to get Bitcoin.
Yeah. I hope they do pay just to give them a chance to trace the money and catch whoever did this.
Boy, wife, if you can put a link up for that, I don't know. That's a bit.
Don Lemon is the kid.
That sounds. Is
I don't
that an
think so.
interpretation of what she, or is that what was said?
She
I
says
think the
that-
old lady could take Don Lemon Cup.
Well, she had a pacemaker, and she had some medication, I think, related to her heart as well. So,
I'd still
There's
put
also
money
blood
on
at the
her over
scene,
Don
correct?
Lemon.
sorry, RW.
Was there blood at the scene?
There,
I heard there was.
They found.
Did
her
they
blood.
state volume or just like broad statement? There was blood.
I don't know that they stated volume.
Okay.
What are you talking about, lads? I'm trying to grasp what you're talking about.
There was a there's a kidnapping of the mother of a famous person here in the U.S.
I did hear about this. Like, yeah, this was the daughter involved somehow?
Yes. The daughter is a morning show host here on the Today Show. Very
Wow.
popular.
Okay, because I mean, she to me, it's just a random act. Like, why are they grabbing this random lady's mother? But if she's super popular, I guess it's makes more sense.
Well, presumably Savannah Guthrie is rolling in millions, and
From her Today Show.
yeah,
Okay,
Oh yeah, she gets 8 million a year.
interesting.
Which
Mind you,
isn't
that's a snippet compared to like Don Lemon and old Como during a period of CNN. Well, they're like 25, 30 million a year and stuff.
Matt Lauer used to get 30 million a year until he sexually harassed his way right out of that fucking gig. Moron.
Who was the one who was masturbating online?
that was Jeffrey Toobin, who was the CNN legal correspondent.
was he
should have
actually,
known that was illegal, right?
he was having a shuffle online, wasn't he? He was literally on a live.
Yeah,
Wasn't there?
I don't.
There was
There's really no doubt. It's bizarre. He probably thought he was, I don't know, had his mic, his camera off. Who knows?
So was he? So was he actually interviewing someone and having a wank, but thought the camera was off?
I don't think he was interviewing someone. I think he was on
Live,
like a
not really
panel
live,
like this.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
No,
no one knows what we're doing.
I've had a piss before, like but yeah, that's about it.
I mean,
I
what
haven't washed my
a
hands.
what a freak. What a freak, right? Jesus.
So
Yeah,
I'm
you know,
curious
as far
to see
as
if they get
Matt
her back.
Lauer goes, what good's 30 million if you can't play grab ass with the staff?
Well, I don't know. I don't get why they were paying him so much. It was one of those weird things. Savannah was still getting 8 million. I mean, up till now, which is still great money, but
That will probably go up. She is now much more famous than she was before because of this horrible act.
yeah, I'm hoping wife can provide a link or somebody else can of the actual video. I can't go. There it is. Oh,
She
she's
just
good.
dropped it.
Right, how do I go about this?
I'd like to. I don't know. It's a good time to mention Bill Gates and everyone's opinion over the last week. Obviously, we found out last week. Don't know if
About his Russian
Yeah,
influence.
Well, yeah, we can carry on talking what we're talking about. Obviously, you're going to get a clipper, but yeah, we'll talk about it in a minute, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm curious why. I know he's running defense. I'm curious what your thoughts are on that.
Well, I just find it really quite. It'd be better off if he just turned around and said, "Yeah, I had a big lapse of judgment. I done something I shouldn't have done. I got myself into shit, and yeah, that's that. Done a terrible thing." Instead, his excuse was that Epstein emailed himself the story. Then emails back and forth. It's just
I didn't see the Gates email, so somebody will have to provide the link to it.
About the Russian rash.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm sure
I'll grab it for you, buddy. I'll make
Yeah.
your eyes bleed.
But basically, he was in Russia, I believe, or he'd done a Russian bird. I mean, I'll be funny. Women in Russia are hot as fuck, you know.
Let me play
Yeah.
this real quick before
Some of them,
we
maybe.
float on from this subject, because
Yeah.
I just want to see this myself, and we could all make our own judgment. Okay, you guys see that, right?
Yeah.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her.
With her.
This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay. We received your message.
That's it.
Okay.
I don't know if I
That's not
read
enough
that.
information.
It's somewhat cryptic. I could see how one might think that she is dead, but I can't say for a fact that I would say that. Anybody else have an opinion?
I mean, Jeff's got an interesting one.
I don't really have an opinion. It doesn't sound good.
Does it sound like what she's saying is we understand she has passed away, but we still
No.
want her?
I didn't
I
hear
don't-
her say
I don't-
that.
I don't
Reading into it.
hear or feel that much information. If she was dead and they loved her, I don't
What
think
she
they would
says,
be
what
flat.
she said is, she said we'll pay, and we need a home so we can celebrate together. We can celebrate
Unless
together.
it's celebrating her passing.
Yeah, I mean, assuming reading that as that she has been that she passed away, I think that's a reasonable reading. But it was cryptic. No matter either way, it was basically a cryptic statement. It was really just meant for the kidnapper, wasn't meant for us to understand.
I don't know what that means, Mr. E. Yeah, interesting. Thank you for the link, wife. So you guys were talking about Bill Gates.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows the email back and forth. Do they? The basics of it.
No, I don't know.
He went.
It's
He
in the
went with
back.
a
Chat. It's a 2-minute read
Okay.
at least.
He went with he went with a Russian prostitute, caught an STD, and then started emailing back and forth with Epstein, saying, "Can you get the right drugs so I can then medicate my wife secretly?" Because obviously she's going to catch this. Or she
Why
might
would
go.
Bill Gates need to ask Jeffrey Epstein for drugs?
Well, because maybe Jeffrey Epstein was the person that got him the girl in the first place.
Well,
Yeah, but
more
it's Bill
so,
Gates.
if he's gonna, why would he need to be the one that needs to acquire medication and slip it to his wife? Unless
Well,
you have to assume
basically
that they're on the island
he's
and
a-
the pharmacy.
On the loosest term, he's a fixer or a pimp. Well, I don't know what it would have been in that circumstance, but you would go to your fixer to try and sort that problem out.
But
Especially if
basically,
he's-
if that email is true, despite like why he wants Jeffrey to do that, if that email is true, it just makes him look even more gross and disgusting.
Well, of course, and that's why you should admit it. But is it Belinda, his wife, was interviewed? The latest interview she's done in the last week.
Melinda.
Since this
Yeah.
With an
Yeah,
M.
since this come out, she
Yeah.
doesn't deny it. She just says, there was no future. I had to go, and she's been pretty respectful to Bill without actually saying it. But you can see it because she's not denying it, and her face says everything.
I don't
She had
really
no
know.
op- she had
The
no
only
option.
question in my mind is this an adult or a minor?
There, like bottle caps question there.
Well,
That's an assumption.
We don't
Where's
know.
Bob
We
Camp's
don't.
question?
We just don't know, do we? I'm assuming it was an adult. That's how I hear it. That's how I understood it. But it could have been a child or a teenager.
Well, if
The
it was
point-
if it was someone 18 or over, it's not really It's not really interesting.
Well, it
Public-
depends where it happened, doesn't it?
The
Well, I
public-
Where
beg
it
to
happened?
differ, Last Dance. If the aspect of him trying to slip his wife a antibiotic Mickey is still interesting, regardless of origin of the
Yeah.
STD. I mean, this guy is one of the richest tech bros, one of the OG tech bros of all time. I mean, that is just some nefarious shit right there, even if he got it from an adult skeevy whore,
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. I don't know. It if Bill Gates thought he had an STD, he would go to a doctor himself. He wouldn't be bothering Jeffrey Epstein. And if Melinda needed to be treated, that would assume that he has sex with Melinda, which I think would be, at the time, would probably be surprising. I suspect their marriage was long past that part of it. So, but even then, I think, he would still ask his own medical friends. I mean, there's no reason he would ever ask Jeffrey Epstein for medicine.
You're making assumptions, though. I mean,
well, I am too, to be fair. But are you in agreement now that Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Little St. James, and the wider thing was a huge sex trafficking of either children or very young women?
No, I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with that?
No.
Okay. And you obviously don't agree that that it was still some sort of huge operation from an intelligence source? No,
Definitely not.
Okay.
So these
That's crazy, really. To be honest, are you ever moved?
these files.
Your opinion's fixed in stone on this last dance. You still have not moved. Your position has not moved.
As always, I look for evidence.
Well, without the big, without the actual. If you notice, no real American has been accused in this dump. It seems to be British and foreigners. But my point is, they redact the person in the torture video. Right? They redact the names, so we don't know these people, but they're there. They're there. These people are there. It's, under that torture statement, it actually redacts the person's name.
If we step back though from assumption of guiltiness or whatever else, do you think that the public, I guess is another assumption, is the public going to back away from Bill Gates and Microsoft, or is he so integrated into government technologies and everything that it doesn't matter? It's beyond.
It doesn't matter.
It's beyond.
I've looked at Bill Gates interviews this week, and I've looked at the way the media in the UK and internationally, but specifically in the UK, they hardly mention Bill Gates, and they talk about Trump, and this is just the accusations on Trump. It's literally just someone said so, and that's how it was. But these emails, this email exchange, it's just not been really approached. Even in that interview that Bill Gates gives, this arrangement with Channel 9, it's a fucking total softball.
Let's take it a step farther though, Welchie. The DOJ has just officially said that they're done with the material. They've basically found no evidence that is making them open an investigation into anything. And they, of course, have seen the unredacted materials. And so they're sending it off to the Senate unredacted. And then, maybe we'll see the Senate investigate into something. But the government officials might lose loss for words. They're not going to do anything. They've officially said we're done.
How come there is not one perp? There's not one.
To me, I have the same question. Despite all of us assuming everything and not having enough information, I'm very surprised that not one individual has been looked into or gone after.
Well, the only person convicted is Ghislaine at this stage. He wasn't convicted, so they've had one conviction and they've got no one. They got no VIP beast. Would have been someone high profile, star or politician or celebrity, and there's not one that has actually been arrested. A few of them actually been named.
We'll have to see if the Senate is going to. The Senate's going to play ball. If there's any senators that are going to risk their job and dig into stuff and release information, because if they also just wash their hands of it, I don't think the public's going to respond very well to that, because it's another example of injustice in the justice system.
all the videos I've seen as well, all the videos I've seen is like they're taken from a mobile phone or from a handheld camera, and they're either flashed up occasionally. Or not one secret static video have I seen. And from all reports that I've heard, and I've heard it for many years because we're all these conspiracy theorists we are, that there's secret cameras plugged in all his fucking establishments, New York, his little St. James. They're all covered in CCTV and secret cameras. And somehow, the only fucking footage you see is someone with a dodgy held hand camera. It's bollocks.
Yeah, that's
They're-
true.
they're-
English
they're-
bottle
they're-
cap.
they're releasing what they want you to see.
Apparently,
No,
there's a
sorry,
lot
Steve.
more, but as English Bottle Cap mentions, Clinton is in there in photographs and mentions quite a bit more than anybody. I mean, the one photograph of him in the pool with it's been discussed, trafficked individual with a convicted sex trafficker and him swimming between the two of them. That's not a good photograph for an ex-prez. But does it actually point to anything illegal? No, not outwardly, but it's not good. It's bad.
I'm
you
glad you
can't
brought-
think that he was there and oblivious to the fact of what was going on. Bill
Yeah,
Clinton,
I'm
I'm
really-
talking about.
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought up Bill Clinton because I'm going to get it wrong now, but he lied to the Senate, didn't he, when he said he didn't have sexual relations? Correct? Was it Senate or which one was it? What was it? I know I've got it wrong. You know when he gave testimony.
It was
that he
either
didn't
the
have-
Senate or the House, so I can't remember
Okay.
specifically, but
Okay.
same.
Yeah.
For
So,
all
so,
intents
so
and purposes.
we know he's a liar, right? He never got charged for that as well. We know he's a liar because he then changed his.
Just because he was
so-
convicted for lying doesn't mean that he's a liar.
He was never convicted for lying. He
Oh.
admitted he lied.
He lied.
Yeah, that's it. He lied. He
I-
admitted he
he-
lied later on, but he
He admitted
never
to not
was convicted.
understanding what sex was. I think that was the only thing he admitted to.
Sexual
It
relations.
depends on the definition of is.
Right.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you another thing.
So my point is, he's lied once. Sorry, Steve, but
He's lied
he's gonna,
twice.
he's gonna. Well, he's
He
lied
lied
twice.
when
Now,
he said, I didn't inhale. He fucking inhaled. He was smoking pot, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Well, he's a
Yeah.
pathological liar. I'd say that's pretty much.
so he's gonna lie
obvious.
again. Next week, he's gonna lie again. He's
He'll fit
successful.
right into in a
He got
hearing.
away with it. Yeah, and literally, and even if he gets caught out lying, they'll do fuck all again. So literally, it's just the best option for Bill.
Only one side of the aisle is even going to ask him questions about Epstein. The other side is just going to be smashing Trump.
I mean, no,
Yeah.
why- in some sense, Clinton is
Disgusting.
it's irrelevant. Clinton is ancient business now. He's
Ancient, dirty,
long,
nasty, gross history.
long time since he was president. It's been 26 years since Bill Clinton was president or had any job at all.
And think of all the good the Clinton Foundation has done since then.
Yeah.
I mean, he was only on the plane. He was only on the Lita Express 27 times.
It's good, good air mileage, good travel points.
Yeah.
I can't believe Hillary
Trump was on
Clinton-
it once, but he went from Florida to New York. He went on it once because it was a higher plane as well as his. So, yeah, big difference.
What'd you say, Steve?
I can't believe that Hillary stuck with him through all of it and still.
You might be just as nasty, bro.
I just don't understand her.
She's the
Thing is-
never mind. I'm not going to say it.
Careful, Last Dance. You might be paddleboarding next week.
You're Arkansas, dude. Is it Arkansas?
Let's just say that she may hold the leash.
Yummy.
Oh, you think it's like that? Okay.
Hillary.
She's got the info. I see. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're mostly up to their necks in it. I mean, even if 1% of what has been accused, the people dying around their, either their inner circle or close friends,
You know,
Even if 1%'s right, they're up there next in it.
the,
If that would be the case.
the emails were perhaps the most interesting aspect because you could maybe give them some credibility. The reams of accusations with nothing to support them. I mean, those are not interesting, other than perhaps for entertainment purposes, to see the quality of the storytelling. But the Epstein emails are potentially more interesting because they at least appear to have come to and from Epstein. And
Yeah.
I looked at those references to grape soda and pizza, and because they turned up more than once, and they didn't make sense in the context they were in,
And
it
Pop-Tart.
seemed like a code of some sorts.
And Pop-Tarts were used by Ghislaine Maxwell to she defined the term as young female models, and I don't remember if that were or were not experienced for sexual purposes. So
Thanks.
when it's cross-referenced amongst the same material and it has nastiness to it, when you see guys joking around about that stuff, it's like, let's at least look into their shit for a little bit. Just dig for 5 minutes. If they're open about it that much, let's dig for 5 minutes.
But I
so
think
nasty.
that sex between consenting adults is not that interesting, even if it may be illegal in some sense. Paying for a prostitute is illegal,
But
it's not that interesting. It's the only question is if there are minors involved.
Yes.
It does seem that the girls, like between the ages of like 12 and sort of 18, they didn't seem to have much over 18, 20 years of age. So it's I'm trying to work on my point of what I was saying. Sorry when I interrupted you, but
Are you on drugs?
always on drugs.
Okay.
But well, no, sorry. What I meant by that was that what we do know is that Epstein was a fiddler. His preferred thing was underage. So it wouldn't be.
We don't know that.
It wouldn't be. It wouldn't. Well, we do because he's been convicted for it.
What's he convicted of?
I don't actually know his charge in 2009.
He was convicted of having sex with a 17-year-old girl one day before her 18th birthday. Now that counts, but it certainly isn't evidence that he likes, prepubescent children or barely pubescent children.
His Wikipedia page about getting fired from his first teaching job and his second workplace. There's definitely a trend if the allegations, I don't know if they're just allegations or they're legitimate reasons why he got fired, but if he's showing too much interest in young females and showing up to their parties and stuff after teaching class, I mean, there's definitely.
Yeah,
I don't say that he's not guilty of. I just say there's not nearly as much evidence as people pretend there is.
Well, in some of the emails that you referenced are the things that you might give the most credence to in the Epstein files. Some of them he does reference in certain descriptors to underage girls that are pretty fucking creepy.
Yeah,
I haven't
when he
seen
emailed
them.
Peter Thiel and said, "I represent the Rothschilds." That was a conspiracy gold nugget.
I don't know what that's about.
What was that name you just said?
Peter Thiel.
Right, Peter Thiel. He died at 52.
No,
he's a billionaire,
Nope.
wasn't he?
Nope. Peter Thiel is the gentleman that's currently setting up all the database structures for the United States government, as well as Gaza. He's a technocrat he's Palantir. He's the backing for Vance.
Right.
He's a massive figure.
There was some of the Epstein files that got exposed. Some sort of billionaire he was. He was just very successful. I think he was known, but I think he was a businessman, but he was celebrity known. But anyway, he died, which was quite convenient. He's been named in the Epstein files, and been named as like a dirty beast with his actions. Yet, of course, he's dead. He's dead, so they can't.
You can't recall his name. Some billionaire in the files.
Yeah. He died. I looked it up I looked it up the other day, and I thought, well, is he alive? Because if he's alive, why isn't he charged? That's how I heard it. So I went straight to Google and I googled the guy's name, and I think they said like celebrity or something when it came down as a list. And
Do
I
you guys
found
think
it.
that
And, yeah,
this is all over in
he,
2026?
he had substance abuse for years, so maybe he was born into money.
But like Welshie, do you think this is all said and done on Buried this year? It's all this whole debacle and debate. It'll just move
they're
into
not-
the conspiracy category.
The Epstein files has been stripped before the public have seen it. It's been stripped.
But the whole talk between the civilian side and the government side, that's all done this year. Yes or no?
What do you mean? They're gonna wash it under the carpet? Yeah.
Is it going to be? Is like we've been talking about this all 2025? Basically, we're still talking about it now because the DOJ was releasing files, quote unquote. My personal opinion: this year, we're done. We're done.
Yes.
We're early into the year. By the end of this year, we're only conspiracy theorists are going to be digging into it like JFK.
Yeah, it'll get mentioned like the 2020 sort of elections. It'll get mentioned occasionally and just get brushed aside again.
Okay. Does anybody else think that this is going to keep rolling and be a big thing beyond this year?
Well, if Clinton gets interviewed, I think that'll stir some interest, especially if it's broadcast.
If he says something besides "I do not recall," right?
Why would
no?
you do
I
an
mean, even
interview?
if not an interview, they want to, because he said he would if they would, play the whole thing. Maybe he knows that they're not going to do that, and that's just a bluff. But they want to do it behind closed doors, recorded.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Just a little knock.
I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's just gonna go away, though. I mean, you never know because crazy shit happens every day. So, but I feel like there's enough interest on
I
both
think
sides.
there's only a few people that have anything interesting to say, and so far they haven't been talking. And I don't see any change in that in the future.
Okay.
Well,
Dead horse.
one is
Dead horse.
which is the other one? One's in behind bars right now. Which is the other one?
Yeah, Ghislaine or Ghislaine, I guess their S is silent.
Yeah.
The other are the remaining living victims, alleged victims, and then the other people are the ones that we see in the emails that are named. There's like, I don't know, 2 or 3 that I saw that are still alive. I want them to explain what these emails were about. There we go. But
Welcome our new guest, Jeff.
Hello, Steve. Thank you for having me.
Hi, Jeff.
hey, Jeff, how you doing?
Thanks for coming, man. No antlers. What?
No, not today. They're on their last horn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so those people I think of as something like primary sources, and they have if they sent the emails or received the emails, they seem to know what Epstein was talking about, and Epstein seemed to know what they were talking about. So I'd love to hear them explain those emails, just out of curiosity. Oh, good job. And then Ghislaine Maxwell, she obviously probably knows more than anybody alive about the extent of Epstein, and she probably knows how many victims were underage, how young they were. She knows a lot, and she hasn't said anything really. Her only.
You
The only
really
thing she-
don't think? I was
Go
gonna
on.
say you really don't think this administration is gonna force her to speak?
How
Well-
come you laughed before you finished your sentence, Aphid?
Here's what I think. I think anything she says that is a result of happens after some deal or is the result of some deal,
Yeah.
I don't trust it. It's going to be
Yeah.
garbage. It's not to be trusted. And she's already apparently gotten some preferential treatment.
For doing
Why?
what? For doing
That's
what?
the question.
How
For
could,
doing what?
how come nobody's asking why? Why?
I thought
Why-
it was because she spoke in good favor of Trump. I thought that's why she got the deal. I thought that was a speculation.
This is speculation, that is.
Well, I'm just saying that's all we got.
Yeah.
Well, then
I mean, when Aphid was giggling when he couldn't finish, the point he was making. I mean, Biden had it for 4 years, and if they had anything on Trump, they'd have fucking laid that out nice and thick at the right time. They wouldn't hold on to that. They'd have exposed that.
I mean, I
years
think
ago.
there's enough guilty people on both sides that neither side
yeah.
wants
But
any
but
to just get
but
put. I mean, it was
I know-
pushed
I
under
know
the rug
they-
for years. It wasn't like it was a secret. I mean,
I don't agree with that, Aphid Lip. I believe that if the Biden administration realized there was dirt on Trump, people would have leaked it. They wouldn't
Yeah.
have officially released it. They would have leaked it. And they don't care if nobody cares about Bill Clinton and the Democratic Party. I mean, he's old news.
I
So
do
if-
Last Dance.
Other than RW, nobody cares. So if the threat was that you leak something on Trump and we'll leak something on Clinton, they would take that deal anytime. That
Well, I
doesn't
don't
mean
know
that,
if it's just-
that
I don't
doesn't
know
mean
if
that
it's-
Trump is innocent, because I don't know that anybody in the Biden administration probably paid that much attention to the Epstein business.
Oh, they would have. They would have. Then about the FBI.
I don't think
all
it's
over
just
it.
because there's a Republican or Democrat. I mean, there's powerful people, well connected, that know secrets to all kinds of things. That
I do agree with Aphid.
I just think it could release a whole. There's a lot of secrets to be told, not
Yeah,
just about this,
but
and they
aren't
all
they-
could be.
I mean, let's suppose this. Suppose the secrets are that powerful people have sex with prostitutes, possibly women quite young, 18 and older. Let's just say that. That is embarrassing. These people don't want that information out. They probably would pay money to keep it from coming out. But I don't think it's that powerful of a secret.
Well, there's also a mention of 2 young girls that are deceased because they had risky fetish sex. Quote.
How are
And the
they
body-
deceased?
Well, because they had risky fetish sex. And they had
Death
to be
by act of
disposed of.
sex.
You mean they were
Yes.
like an auto asphyxiation or some?
Well, they were described as children. There were 2 females.
Why-
and they were-
Where is this
and they
from?
were-
Yeah, I've never heard
Epstein
this either.
you heard it, RW? No?
Nobody.
Yeah, Max. He's got a big ranch in Mexico as well. Epstein has, and I believe it was disposed of somewhere there. Maybe I don't know where they were disposed. They don't say where they were disposed.
What
But they
was your
do
source?
say-
Where did you? Was it a YouTube video? Was
Well,
it?
if you put in the Epstein files, risky, put in deaths, risky fetish sex.
Who wants to
I'm
put that
sure
in the
that-
browser history? Raise your hand.
I don't.
Well,
If these are
2 dead girls.
if these are
Epstein
from
got-
those
Those
if these are from those unverified accusations, that long list,
mhm.
including the one where babies are being eaten. I don't get it. There's no credibility
Well,
to that list. It doesn't mean that there's none of them are true. That's the problem with a long list of incredible accusations, is that if there's like 1 or 2 that are true, no one will ever credit them because they're in a giant pile of lies and fantasies and schizophrenia.
So Jeff in the back chat sent the response to that, basically saying it's an email from someone who claimed to be employed by Epstein. So I'm guessing this was a email in the files that was released recently, or is this old? Or But
I don't know,
basically,
the Mirror UK, is that a credible source? That's where
Well,
it came from.
Yeah.
okay, I thought it was Doug.
I feel like we would have
Reese.
heard about this way, like instead of just now.
If you guys want a lighter topic, I do have something you might find interesting.
African. I'm willing to go in all directions. So if this topic has seen its full round, then sure. But is there more that we want to add to this before we wrap?
I don't have anything.
I just don't think we're going to
Yeah,
ever see
You
what
guys can
truly was
shoot
in
your
those
load
files.
too early here. You know what I'm saying? Go through everything and
Oh, bad choice.
Well,
of
I don't want
word.
to talk about like assumptions of nasty sex acts on kids too. Like,
Yeah, that makes me.
I wouldn't even.
There's no
I wouldn't even-
epistemic closure here to any of this.
I wasn't even paying attention.
Okay, I read that email, and there is just
Can you go through
Like-
it quickly for us, last dance?
what's that?
Can you go through it quickly? Can you narrate it for us quickly?
The email says this is sensitive, so it will be the first and last email, depending on your discretion. It does not say who it's from or to. That has been redacted.
Right.
The material was taken from Jeffrey Epstein's home as my insurance in case of future litigation against Epstein. Sorry, no questions. Did you know that somewhere in the hills outside of the Zorro, 2 foreign girls were buried on orders of Jeffrey and Madam G? Both died by strangulation during rough fetish sex. Then it seems to ask for money. Please arrange for 1 Bitcoin which is like,
$90,000.
$100,000.
Yeah.
Not in 2019, when the email was sent.
Oh, good point. Good point. Thank you. What was it like then? I don't know what it was then.
Sure, changed about 30.
Thousands of dollars, certainly. To be the Bitcoin address, wallet address.
69K, of course, it's 69. Jesus.
That tracks.
You can't get away from this. He's
So, like I always say, this could be true, but I don't think this email is credible. If there was something else to back it up.
Well,
No, he says here are the video footage of Jeffrey Epstein, and there's list of 7 alleged links. I don't know if the links were in there or it says link truncated. I don't think the links were in there.
Did you see the pictures
No, I didn't see the pictures.
in the Mirror article? If you scroll down, there's some pictures. One of them is of Epstein holding a woman.
Yeah.
That's not a good look.
I mean, okay, well, the first one is 2 women, so that or girls, you can't tell, their faces are redacted. I don't see anything with Epstein.
Interesting.
just on a side note, complete side note, it's been found out in the UK by I think it's CrimeBodge. Yeah, CrimeBodge. That when there's disciplinaries in the police forces around the UK, they've got to put it on their website for 30 days and they can wipe it off. And they redact certain things, like
I see it now.
do the old
Okay.
do the old black things like they've done in the Epstein files to black it out, isn't it? But it turns out you just literally open up a different page, you copy and paste the black bit, and then you open up on a different page, and it lights up the letters of whatever it said. And this is like the whole of the forces in the UK are vulnerable for this. I think all of them are as stupid as that. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but it was very simple, and he was literally just plucking it up, copy and paste it on a separate page, and whatever was blacked out would then appear. And he told the police forces, and they basically ignored him for a period of time. And it was like, I'll expose this if you don't stop. Like, because obviously there was private, there was phone numbers, there was everything. You can imagine it.
Yeah, crazy.
So dumb.
Yeah. All right, back to it. All right,
Yeah.
now what's your next subject, RW?
I was going to ask if selfie culture has gotten foolish, but I found out that what I was going to share is actually fake. It was a girl that wanted to get a close up with a selfie with a snow leopard, and it mauled the shit out of her. But the selfie photo was doctored, so it was not even a real story. Like, each their own. Enjoy your selfies. Don't try and get selfies with dangerous wild animals. That's.
There's plenty of those with what do they call them in the Midwest here? Bison.
People that get
Bison.
yep.
There's been adults and kids tossed quite high and far by a winging head of a bison, and
They're taking selfies next to them and stuff. And they edge close and they ignore them. But all of a sudden they go, fuck off.
Well, most of the time it's not going to bother. It's harmless. It's just those few times when they feel threatened or angry, and then you're in bad shape.
it's not a chance worth gambling on that
Oh
one.
no.
It's not like me considering putting $10 down on a 4-way parlay for the old Super Bowl tomorrow. I'm not out there dancing in front of a 2,000-pound thing with horns. It's like, what the fuck?
I've been out there many times, and I've seen many buffalo, and I've seen them crossing the roads. And I don't take my car and drive up closer to them. I don't get out and take a selfie.
Isn't it just tourists? Isn't it tourists that do it? Like townies, the locals. You can see the locals filming. They go, get a fucking way, and then all of a sudden they don't. But I've seen this old woman get taken up by a moose or something. It ragged her about, and he went, I told you, and she was fucked on the floor like.
Sadly, you'll get more likes if you get mauled by the bison, but I have a question.
I wouldn't mess with a moose. I wouldn't mess with an elk. They're anything that's these big. These animals are big, and they're heavy, and they could kick you, and you would regret ever having gotten close to them.
If you want to laugh, Google moose in cars. And in Canada and America, or I don't know, somewhere around your neck of the woods, I've seen fucking moose folded into the passenger seat of the car. And I've seen photos of them. They're literally fucking sideways in. And they've destroyed cars, as I'm sure you know. I've seen the footage.
Jeff, you don't have moose where you are, do you? Do you have wild moose?
Oh no, we have elk because they get hit on the interstate now and then, crossing the interstates. So I know we have elk.
Okay, I've never seen one in person, but I'm told that a moose is just dwarfing when you're next to it.
It's the largest member of the deer family in the entire world. Is the moose?
Is that what? Oh, well, what's an elk then?
Elk is pretty damn big.
It's smaller than a moose. The ones that I've seen.
But so a moose is the biggest. It's the biggest deer in the world, technically. A moose is. Right.
Yes.
Elk is the second largest.
I have a question for the panel. Do you think that alcohol has brought more people into the world or taken more people out of the world?
Taken more out.
I have to ask.
I mean, it depends on where you draw the line at how it brought people in. Is one beer, does that work? Does having a sip that day work?
It's up to you to draw the line.
Draw your own line. It's absolutely
draw your own line.
You're gonna have sex anyway, so
I would agree with Based. I think it's taken more people out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think of all the violent crimes. The violent crimes in the UK. I think 3/4 of all violent crimes.
I don't know. I think a lot of people
related.
big babies.
I think ours is a 50.
I would.
Hey,
I would.
Oops.
I would guess brought more people in because I know probably a lot of people that conceived their children while they had a drink in their system, and I don't know near as many people that have died from alcoholism.
Yeah,
Or
but
getting hit by a drunk driver.
Yes, usually.
Yeah.
That's true.
If there was no alcohol, you would still go out and you would still go on dates,
Exactly.
right? And you would
Right, so would
still,
you go
you
on
would
date
still,
with, like,
you
the ugly
you would
one?
still copulate. You would still, no, you would still copulate.
Exactly.
Well, I know that's why I'm saying. How do you,
Other things, but this is a natural thing. So
It's right.
you
It's
would-
the nature taking its course. You can't
yeah. So
hold that back.
it just so happens that a lot of the time you end up doing that. Alcohol might be involved at some point, but that doesn't mean that if you took the alcohol away, you wouldn't do the same thing.
Did Charlie give you any answers on that, Jeff? Did you end up asking?
Oh,
him?
I didn't ask him. I don't have Charlie.
No, you don't have to. I was just curious.
I mean, I can pull him up.
Apparently,
I think
one of
with
our
the
kids
alcohol-
was brought in from alcohol. I did not remember that.
90%. Well, duh.
Yeah. There's proof. There's proof.
Well,
I
who's the
think
father?
I'm pretty sure it's me.
the
Well,
thing
you
with
were all too
alcohol,
drunk to know.
I guarantee it's me.
I would definitely say it's an impossible question to answer because the younger people drinking are going to be more likely to, have maybe their first kid or whatever. But the detrimental effects to one's health from alcohol often don't show up till older in life when you wouldn't even be able to have kids. So you could have detrimental effects from alcohol that could manifest themselves in other diseases that might not be directly attributed to it. Whereas getting drunk, banging, getting pregnant, and having a kid is, I guess, pretty easy to quantify, if you will. So it's almost an impossible question to answer.
I mean, I wasn't expecting like real numbers, just thoughts. But you're also thinking self-harm. There's also people getting drunk and killing other people.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Should we have a
alcohol
look
really
at when
including
alcohol was
drugs.
banned
How
in
many
America?
people do you know that's happened to though?
Did the birth rate go down in the third? Well, when was the ban in America for alcohol? Did the birth rate go down?
When
That's a
was
good question.
when was inhibition?
Have the AI on it.
Prohibition?
Yeah,
Prohibition.
yeah.
Inhibition.
1921 or something?
I blame
Yeah, check
alcohol.
that out. I mean, it'd be a good answer to maybe the
Hey,
question.
here's what the AI says. Alcohol is overwhelmingly better at taking people out than bringing them in.
Well,
We can
that's
attribute
propaganda.
2.6 million actual deaths per year to alcohol. There are 132 million babies born in 2025 globally. It's really hard to determine how many births are caused by alcohol. It's a lot easier to determine how many deaths are.
Even if it was
Well, that's
1%.
what I'm saying. Like, how do you say if they're
So
caused
even if
by
alcohol sometimes helps humans stumble into the kind of decisions that produce babies, it also kills millions, reduces fertility, and increases pregnancy loss. On the scoreboard that matters, alcohol is not humanity's little Cupid. It's more like a frequently employed hitman.
Damn.
I don't
AI's got a
necessarily.
sense of humor these days, huh?
I don't
Yeah, that
necessarily
was- is that-
believe AI, but
Hold
I,
on, is that AI or AA? Are you? Let's.
Well put, Steve.
Good job.
Thank you.
I'll
Good
tell
night.
you. Can you check?
Might as well
check
just
the
go
birth-
now.
birth rate?
You win the hour.
Yeah, but can you check the birth rate through prohibition for me, someone, please?
Birth rates during Prohibition.
Probably higher. They had nothing
Yeah,
else.
did he go up or down? What's the question?
But then again, it could have gone down. They had just more
I know.
people beating their wives.
I know.
Because alcohol can decrease fertility.
I'm intrigued.
yes.
Also, the problem with prohibition is that all of a sudden you had idiots making bathtub gin, and it was probably worse than.
My grandfather was not an idiot.
Well, my grandfather ran rum too, and he was.
You
a
guys
runner.
might be related.
Oh dear.
Well, mine wasn't a producer.
Are
He
you from
was
the
a
South?
runner. He was a fisherman, so they used the old fishing boats.
It depends on how far he ran it, Jeff. That's all.
But I think
Well, this is going to sound sexist, but I'm
Nice.
here we go.
I'm certain it's true. Men are the pursuing sex, and women are the target. And men don't need alcohol to want to have sex. women, alcohol lowers inhibitions. So it's kind of a common trick, is to ply women with alcohol to get
Ply
them
before you plow.
ply before you plow. Thank you. Thank you for a nice, short, little, and sweet statement there. So
That's how I won me my wife.
for sure. Knocked her up
It gave
before
me-
she
it
knew
gave me
who
a
it was,
table by
and
years
she was
to put up
stuck.
with the summary.
That's how I got stuck here.
Oh, stuff. Such beautiful words.
Well,
Ouch.
how you said it wasn't much better.
Right. Hilarious.
It's hard to quantify. I just thought it was a very interesting question that someone brought up somewhere else. So
Yeah, I mean, I complimented the woman who would become my future wife, who is currently my wife, her eyes at a bar when we were both inebriated. And once the eye compliment was made, then forever, everything was, the wheels were in motion, so.
Well, that's a good point.
that's
It's
what
not
cut the
just
bag of concrete open, buddy.
it's not just about getting in her pants. It's also about
Right.
getting past the initial shyness and nervousness. So yeah, there's
I think weddings without alcohol are boring as fuck.
oh man, but
Never heard of that. Is that a thing?
it's a thing in the church, man.
Welcome to the family.
Wow. Ouch.
but there's always a
Bags that they
few
had-
people that get obnoxiously drunk at weddings. I guess you could say it's fun. I find it annoying.
Yeah, I don't even want to know who in my family would
Oh god.
be that person because they
I've
don't
been
drink
to a
really.
few weddings where I was like, boy, there's no obnoxiously drunk guy here tonight. And then I realized that it was me. And yeah, sometimes it happens. You fall into the role,
At my sister's wedding, it was my dad, although I found it entertaining because he is the happiest drunk I've ever seen. At my wedding, it was my mother-in-law, and it was not pleasant.
Like
ouch.
angry drunk?
Yeah, a little bit angry, a little bit, getting offended at everything,
That's hilarious.
Like sit down, you old bag. Like she didn't like that.
Was she a liberal
Exactly.
white woman?
How unreasonable.
Was she a liberal white woman? That's a valid question.
I don't think she really had politics. She was an alcoholic,
Oh,
is what she was. So
so yes.
I think
I'm just
I
kidding.
think we had an open bar,
That's
and
dangerous.
Yeah.
and
I did too.
she was she took advantage of that more than anybody else.
Hmm.
See, I did it at my wedding. We rented a whole big barn and we brought in caterers. We paid the bartenders ourselves. There was already a bar set up at this barn. The barn was really beautiful, not like fucking horses walking around. Really stained glass, beautiful. And we bought the booze, so we saved a ton of money. When you go to like a function and they charge the people paying for the open bar like per drink, and it's like $7, $8, $10 per mixed drink, which is insane. You could go, 25 grand is not like a lot to have for a couple hundred people at an open bar. But we did it where we paid for all the booze. We purchased it ourselves, all the bottles, and brought them. We paid the bartenders their nightly rate. We probably had an open bar for 200 people for like $3 grand, which was a huge savings.
That is amazing.
That's the way to do it.
How long has it been since you guys have been to a wedding? Because for us, I don't think it's been since our own wedding. Right?
Probably since I lived in Vegas.
Right.
I just went to my niece's wedding last year.
Oh
I
yeah.
Yeah, I went to my
remember.
sister's last year.
That was an elaborate wedding. I mean, these are two very wealthy
Was your mother-in-law there?
30-something. Mother-in-law passed a long time ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was the alcohol. She was on that
I
side.
don't you guys.
I'm sure that didn't help.
Sorry, we shouldn't be laughing.
Sorry.
You notice Last Dance didn't laugh.
I'm
Damn
Yeah,
it.
but the story,
Oh.
But the way you said it, oh, sorry, we already know Last Dance thinks she's a cow. So I don't think meant anything.
Yeah, you already threw her under the bus, so I thought she was fair game, bro.
Oh, I loved her.
David drives
was-
the bus, man.
I think Eastwind might be having a few tonight. Donkey shows. Not at that kind of barn.
The barn.
That's a Mexican party, bro.
Hilarious.
Riddle's not here.
Ooh.
I didn't know donkeys were such a defensive animal.
Yeah, man.
Well,
People keep
pretty
them
much
in
our
depends
town.
what you're trying to do. If you're trying to
people-
Epstein them, you're going to get kicked.
No, I mean people keep them
Take
in
it from me.
flocks. People keep them
Can
in
you define
flocks
that,
of
please?
sheep. Like not only like dogs that defend herds, like people use donkeys as like attack donkeys. I never knew that existed, to tell you the truth.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
I'd love donkeys. I'd love a donkey.
They're
They're great.
tough little fuckers, I'll tell you.
They got great personalities, though. They really have.
Bonus
Much better
question.
than hoes.
Anybody here without Google searching, what is a rennet?
A what?
Rennet.
Yeah.
It's
How
a,
do you spell that?
I know it's an additive for cheese to make cheese.
No,
It's
that's not
you-
it.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say with the cheese thing.
I
But
believe I'm
how's
saying
it
it right. It's a combination of a horse and a donkey. I think it makes like this halfway thing in between. No, nothing. Okay. Well,
It's a mule.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, it's a
let's-
Mongol.
Go ahead and look it up.
Hey Jeff, what would you dress up for Don's wedding on that theme? I know
Smoke
Charlie
light.
Chaplin, was Grim Reaper, and Henry the
It
Seventh.
is a mule.
I don't know. It sounds like the timeline is pretty broad.
It
especially
does
with the
come
Grim
up
Reaper
with the
in there.
cheese thing right away, so maybe I'm completely off.
I dress up like Willy
Steve,
Wonka.
it might be. It's called something different, depending on which one is the father, whether it's the horse or the donkey.
Something like
Like,
that.
like the lions and tigers, they call them a different thing, don't they? Depending on which one's
Oh,
the
liger.
father. Is that right?
Liger.
Liger. It's my
Oh,
favorite.
well,
I only
and
know
a
the-
liger, the liger is a male on one side, isn't it? Is the male is a male tiger? Yeah, I don't know. One or the other, isn't it?
Exactly. There's a
There's
liger.
a liger, and there's
there-
another one,
there's-
isn't it?
That very rare lonky, which is a lion and a donkey. I've never seen one, but I hear they exist.
Right on.
It's like a black widow. After they copulate, the lion eats the donkey.
I thought it depends which one is the male. Which, it depends.
How did we get on this stuff?
Just don't get a headache on this. Don't hurt yourself.
I'm confused.
Yeah, you could do Abe Lincoln. The top hat.
All right.
He's
Excellent.
excellent.
Excellent transition.
Yeah, all of this is much better than the Epstein.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
I'm
Janet.
I'm
It's
actually
Janet.
laughing now, so that's good.
Janet, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Janet.
Are you sure? You mean like a female donkey?
Something like
A
that.
Jenny?
No, I'm getting there.
You should ask Eastwind Farms. He's into donkeys.
No, it's
The-
a
the-
small African carnivore.
I know when you mentioned donkeys, they're a great guard dog, donkeys. There's no way anyone will walk on your land and you won't know about it if you've got a donkey.
Oh.
Same with geese. Geese are another one.
Henny.
Henny.
Yeah, that's what I came up with while I was searching for rennet, and it came up with
And
Henny.
Janet is the mom of a henny.
Janet is the mom of
J-E-N-N-E-T, and rennet is what you use to curdle milk into cheese.
Yes.
which
I
is a
accept the
kind of
last one.
chemistry.
Yeah, rennet is that. Well, yeah, that's
Don't
not an
use
additive,
rennet
that's
from a
just an
Jenny.
ingredient.
Or wait.
Rennet is like the cow's stomach lining, something to do with that.
I was
Right.
just going to say,
It's
it's
weird
curd
though.
one.
If you
animal from animal intestines, I
I don't know
think.
why I didn't think of the devil. I already had the costume.
if you Google JINNET, one of the first links is a link to the Wikipedia page for Henny. So there's got to be some reason why.
Can we get some photos of just so we got an idea what we're looking at? 'Cause
Well, at this point,
A
English.
female
ribbon
donkey is a
allowed.
Jenny.
This is mainly for
It looks like us.
Eastwood
Yeah.
Farm. Yeah, it's a panel.
Do you used to
That's
get
also
donkey
in the
rides
middle.
on beaches? In America, do you used to have donkey rides on beaches?
Farms does.
Not on beaches, but they have them like on.
Yeah, in
farms.
the UK, that's traditionally. There's not many now, but it was
Had donkey
all the the donkey rides. they used
Farms,
to
how many
have.
of you drank, bro?
No, I mean donkeys are tiny. If I was riding on one of them, it would be comical. My feet would be hitting the ground. It'd be like,
You'd
Yeah, it
be
was-
dragging
It
toes,
was
but
for,
they
it was
do it.
for kids. I don't think they would take you.
poor thing would be like breaking back.
They wouldn't
Help!
even notice you. No, dude, they wouldn't even notice you're on their back. They're tanks.
Wow.
But they should just line them up. They should line them. They rope them up. It's like a train down the beach, just walking slowly. And the kids on the back.
I don't know.
Occasionally, we see actual horseback riders on the beaches around here, which is cool. But never. That's always private people, like just show up with their horses and start walking. It's quite picturesque. And of course, down in the Carolinas, there's the wild horses on the beaches.
Chincoteague.
Oh,
Mhm.
In the Carolinas,
Yeah, I
or
can see
Chincoteague, Assateague?
Wherever it was, you know better than me. I took pictures in the Outer Banks of them.
Really? Okay, I didn't know they were all the way down there. I thought it was more of a locale to the Assateague pony.
I can probably put up a picture now.
There's a lot of very beautiful photography around from that. But it's so controlled now. Like they're all herded, they're all, vaccinated, they have like a whole schedule routine. And then one day a year they'll push them from one down the beach to the other. And millions of people come and visit the island.
No, I took these pictures myself.
They also cull them if they get too many.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you know a YouTube channel called Diesel Dave? Diesel Dave. Huge YouTube channel.
Yes.
He rounded up wild horses in his using his helicopters. He had Apache helicopters. They had cowboys. They had vets. It was a huge operation. It was really hard. They didn't get everyone. There's like 30 of them out in the wilderness, and they escaped. And there's not enough fucking food out there for them anyway. But they're trying to vaccinate them and put them back into a closed, big area. But the amazing footage. It was amazing watching the cowboys trying to round him up.
Huh.
Mm-mm.
It's cool.
Well worth
curious.
watching.
I'm curious if Jeff thinks if Aphid's background is real or not.
I was going to ask him about that. What do you have going on there? Are those television screens? Or books, DVDs? That's a cool room. Wow. Is that real or
It's
background?
got to be real, right? It's too much detail, right?
Hold
That
on,
is
let me-
real.
I'm gonna pull
Yeah.
back the green screen. Hold on.
He looked like an outline too at the same time. Wow.
That's real.
What are those DVDs or Blu-ray? What are
Oh no!
what-
Aphid Lip,
what-
you're stuck in the
tell me
Matrix.
about yourself.
Well,
It is all
Video games. I think
yeah.
they're all video games.
This is like peak.
Yeah,
nerd.
these are all. What do you mean peak nerd? These are all video games. These are controllers for video game systems, and then here's some more video games over here, and then
What do you do, peak nerd?
I'm surprised that you
there's
have a trash
all the
can because
systems.
usually you just take stuff out of trash cans. So I didn't
the
realize
trash
you
cans
put
are
stuff
actually
in there.
hiding my vinyl collection.
Is it too much of a pain for you to angle up and show the ceiling?
Oh, the skateboards, yeah.
Oh,
Ah, cool.
Yeah, dude's got a rad setup.
oh, I love those beams.
There's more skate.
Wow.
If
And I can't-
gravity reverses, Aphid Lip will be ready to roll, literally.
I can't see.
And then there's
a,
all my painting. All my paintings are over here, which I wish I.
can't see your
I'm
pants.
sure he's on deck for that last dance.
Oh my god.
I don't see Lance.
On the background.
Lance is on the this door.
Why
All
did
right,
you
cool.
paint a monitor where your nose would be in your self-portrait.
Do what?
Oh, that's the monitor.
Oh, it's a real monitor. He didn't paint it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I think
okay.
Last Dance was making a joke, but it fell so hard.
Is that Andy Rooney?
You're right.
That's a
Yes.
timing. What's that timing thing called? Adrian? That timing thing I can see in the background. It's a clicker thing that clicks back and forth to your left. Go left.
Oh,
a bit.
metronome.
Yeah, your metronome.
Is there a
That's what
metronome
it is.
over there?
Yeah, there.
Oh,
On
the
left-hand
lava
side.
lamp?
I see a
Oh, is
lava
that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
my
a
eyes
lava lamp.
aren't. Sorry,
on?
my eyes aren't very good. I thought it was one of those. What's it called? Metronome.
Metronome, yeah. Is that lava
Sorry.
lamp just warming up? She looks cold. The lava's not really
No,
flowing.
no. I read today actually. It's strange, oddly enough, that they kind of lose their stuff after a while. But I just
Oh.
kind of think that the light isn't warm enough because the guy that I was watching, he said that the glass is hot.
Yeah,
it's,
mine
it's
used to get
definitely
hot.
warm, but it's
You
not.
mean the
hot.
bulb itself is not working like it should inside of it?
Yeah,
I gotcha.
I just feel like it needs to be a different bulb, maybe.
Need a new lava lamp. All right, here we go. Moving you off.
Yeah,
the
you can
bulb.
bring everybody.
So when I maximized him, was everyone else on the sidebar, or was it just him?
No, it was
Just
just
like-
well, just
You have to use the layout at the bottom to get us on the sidebar.
Interesting. Yeah, cool.
I just realised that I'm looking at that lava lamp with one eye, and it looks like a metronome. And then when I open my other eye, it looks like a lava lamp. I'm fucking really pissed off with myself. Yeah, sorry.
I want to Google what a metronome is because I need one of those.
It's
He's talking about
That's
the
the
visual
thing that
content.
keeps time for musicians.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's the visual
Oh, yeah. I know what those things are cool.
Yeah, with one eye, that's what it looks like in me. But when I open my other eye,
Right.
it looks like a lava lamp. Sorry.
lava lamps.
They need to bring lava lamps back in style, man.
I thought they had them. Like Spencer's Gifts used to sell 'em all the time.
I think
Yeah.
they still
That-
Spencer
that-
Gifts. I think you can still go get one.
I don't even know how many
Spencer-
hours I'd have to travel to get to a Spencer's Gifts.
Man, Spencer Gifts. When you were a kid, that was like you got there's a slight chance you might see a boob. You know, it might be in the form of a mug. You know, but it was
Yeah.
still a boob.
Oh yeah, that's
That's
where we
why
get
I
our
was there.
fake.
What was that, Jeff?
That's where we'd get our fake boobs.
How about anybody remember that this is going back even further? Brookstone?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
no, that's
That
I
was one of my
remember it. I don't
favorites.
remember what it was. I just
The
remember
gadget
seeing it. In the
store.
mall. It looked way too fancy for me.
It was the gadget store.
Yeah,
We
was it
always
like
had a couple massage chairs. That's what everyone
Mhm.
initially went in and sat in. And then you could go look at all the shit you would never buy, but it was a cool
Yeah.
store.
This pen is
Another
only
similar-
$5.
another similar store to that was Sharper Image. That was always
Yes.
good, too.
I remember the
I don't
catalog.
think I've ever been in a physical Sharper Image. Maybe I have. Because that was all gadgets too. Well, I can't remember if I was in
yeah,
there.
that was also a mall staple.
Was that at
Mhm.
Columbia Mall?
I think there was.
Or was it a Brookstone?
I think they were both there.
Okay.
Those were
I
cool
don't think
stores.
anybody really ever bought anything in those stores.
No, I know I never did.
I could never afford it. Way
It
over
was
my
always
price.
very expensive, but
Yeah. Did
I
they
also
even
think
buy
that
stuff.
everyone would walk through and it was a cool store to look at shit, but
Yeah.
buying it was like no.
I mean,
no
back
way.
when mall traffic was high,
Yeah,
you know, getting one
Back in
customer
1980.
one purchase every 25 minutes, that might be, enough to
What was it? Was it like the high-end gadget shop or something? Is that what you're
Yes.
describing?
Yeah,
it was a high
kinda, yeah.
Yep.
exactly.
Before Timu burned it to the ground?
Temu and Amazon. I mean, Amazon killed it first.
I've been using Temu. It's fucking super cheap.
Doesn't
Is
it
it
take a
really
while to
good
get
though?
Cheap though is the quality cheap.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
I think you've got to be. I think you've got to be careful. You've got to be careful what you're buying, but some of it's so fucking cheap.
Doesn't it take a while to get it
Crazy.
though? I mean, maybe not over there,
No.
but over here, I feel it doesn't.
Well, for
Because like
me,
Amazon, I can order something now and it'll be here tomorrow morning.
right. So I have to
Yeah,
wait a
you-
week
you
for
won't get
Amazon
that.
myself. So it's the same
From
difference for
Temu?
me, basically.
Yeah.
No, for Amazon.
You gotta wait a week.
It's
You
usually
just
they
have-
only deliver rural every Tuesday.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's different for RW.
You're like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. No, it's you just get used to
Yeah,
it.
Timo takes about a week to get to me.
I like
You know,
roads
it-
to be paved.
Yes.
It tells you though. It tells you exactly where the parcel is.
Oh,
Well,
he pissed off the crown.
Yep.
That wasn't me.
He was supporting Temu.
Yep.
his 0.5 megabyte download speed shit out.
Poor
To be
guy.
honest, whenever I order the cheapest stuff on Amazon, I'd say most of the time I end up returning it. So that's why I don't want to go the Emu route, because I feel
That's the
Temu.
Australian
Temu.
one.
I don't want to like end up hating everything. And I know Amazon has an easy return policy. I don't know what Temu is, but I don't want to get caught up in like I feel like the cheap stuff on Amazon is going to be the decent stuff on Temu.
Do you ever go to Harbor Freight?
I did a few times. I thought the quality was trash.
It is.
Now I have
Harbor-
more money,
It is,
so-
but there's certain things like Q-tips or disposable things that it's okay to be trash. Those are super cheap, and that's where you get that stuff. Temu
A
has
bag
its
of zip
market where if
ties.
you're trying to buy garbage you're going to throw away anyway, it's super cheap. Where Amazon, it's the same quality garbage that's just more expensive.
True. Aphid, what did you say? Zip ties?
Yeah, like something cheap or something tool you're only going to use one time.
Yeah, zip ties is another good example for Harbor Freight. But any
I hear
tools,
you, but
I
cheap
mean, you're
zip
definitely
ties,
risking.
when they snap, when you pull them tight, is very frustrating.
No, they're
Well,
better
I
quality.
don't put a lot of faith in zip ties when I use them. So
Well, you can buy the kind that you can use like in electrical applications, like they're actually, approved, and those will last tens of years. And then, of course, you get cheap ones that are going to last maybe 3 months outdoors.
yeah, right.
Cup of Tea is bringing up a point about the Washington Post sacking people. The Wall Street Journal just sacked 700 a couple days ago, and they're no longer covering sports. And I was very interested in that because I really think that X and newer platforms where we're getting our news directly is absolutely cooking the older newspaper companies. So I don't know if that's what it is, but if they keep trending to keep tanking workers, I can't see them lasting much longer.
I haven't looked at legacy media in 10 or 15 years. I never use it.
Exactly. Because of the bias or what?
No, it's just easier to get it. I can aggregate more sources on a platform like Twitter, or even just looking up headlines on Google.
Right.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
That's where I get my news. I pull up the Google page. I look at the headlines and
Google
Twitter will-
News. If anything
Yeah,
big
just
is happening,
stories.
the Google
That's
News
about it.
page will have it. If I want kind of more opinions, more views, more about a particular subject, then I go on Twitter.
I thought you were going to say
Yeah,
that.
and they're not doing the same kind of quality investigative journalist anyway.
Right.
Well, I mean, the Washington Post had 17 climate reporters.
19.
17. So, I mean,
Two of those were just
fucking-
experts, Last Dance.
Wouldn't they just need one?
That's what I was
Well,
thinking. Is,
I think they
I mean,
dropped
with the
down to
amount of-
5.
The amount of
Yeah, just
available
like-
processing you have with computers, you could have one tech guy and one good, journalist to cover. I mean, the climate of the entire world. You can completely break it down and use just AI and technology to follow it and follow trends.
Absolutely.
Why
Yeah, I
would you
mean,
need
but-
19 fucking paychecks? That's ridiculous.
They sacked one of their
Some of it, I think, is
reporters
inertia.
while in an active war zone. I think she was in Kiev in a disco at the time, but
oh, I
Um,
saw that.
she wasn't happy.
Oh, that was her post became like a meme.
Yeah. Go on. Can you remember it? I only barely remember. I think she was saying it's great being a reporter and all that, and then like a day later, she's fucking sacked.
I don't remember for the panel where people are here with climate change. I don't think anyone here is supporting the climate change narrative on the panel.
I'm not an alarmist at all.
No.
I'm all for us destroying this planet less.
Now that statement means you are a climate change acceptor.
I
Is
don't
that
know.
right?
No.
I didn't hear that.
No,
I don't really pay attention. The weather's pretty much been the same in my lifetime. It hasn't fluctuated that much experientially, so I don't worry about it.
Technically,
When the
weather-
world
it
starts
does.
bursting into flame, maybe I'll pay attention. But
It's a natural
technically,
thing where
Jeff,
it changes.
technically, Jeff, weather and climate are two different things. Whether you can observe climate is long term, simple,
well, then I'm even less interested in something as abstract as climate.
fair.
And
So
I
much
share
of it
Aphids.
exists in the imagination because it's so future oriented. My mind just can't grasp stuff like that. I'm
But when
interested
it
in what I
comes-
can deal with in front of me.
When it comes to Aphid's comment where he thinks that people should take care of the earth more, do you fall in line with that?
Like, take care of the earth how? He can take care of it as
Not-
much as he wants.
Well, I guess for
If
my
he feels
answer
a
that,
personal
not
duty to do it, I'm not going to stop him. But I don't feel the need to do anything. I have one of the lowest carbon footprints of anybody I know. My climate conscience is clean.
Okay. I try not to
I'm sure it's
purposefully shit on
I'm
the
sure
earth.
it's way cleaner than mine is.
And I don't.
The amount
I
of
don't care what
carbon
my-
you're creating in the background right
know.
now.
Yeah,
I don't
get-
care what my climate footprint is. It doesn't. I have no interest in reducing it.
If it affected your pocket, you would.
Sure. I mean, I try to save money. Yeah.
Right. So that's the magic bullet for the climate industry. It isn't
Yeah.
we're going to make giant turbines and put them in the ocean, and they're these huge ridiculous things that takes forever for them to make enough money to balance out for the amount of money it's taken to produce them, but it looks good. No, that doesn't make any sense. Like,
I think
it
those
has to
ocean
be
turbines are good
practical,
for it.
and it has to be
Okay.
making it cheaper for us, and then it
Okay.
sounds great, like nuclear power, like that's my thing.
The UK pays more for its heating, gas heating stroke, than any other developed country. We're paying more, the UK.
Right.
It's there to like bankrupt the citizen.
Are you in the ultra low emission zone, Welshman?
No, I'm not myself, but for example, we have a thing called road tax, and you've got to pay the tax for your car on the road. And it changes whatever models. They've just done a load of like MPVs, and like MPVs are like family cars. If you've got 2-3 kids,
Yeah.
2 adults, it's that sort of car. SUV,
How do they
maybe.
track you,
call it.
Welshman?
Well, it's all number plated now. It's all like cameraed up, isn't it?
Yeah,
But
but
they-
look, you decide to jump in your rig and drive 5 miles. How do they know you went down to the pub and had a pint and drove home?
Well, because it's like China and the UK. I don't think you quite understand the UK. There is so many cameras, and like in London, in the ultra low emissions zone, they're now charging electric vehicles per mile. Before,
So
they'd
you're
be going
telling me
out
that
for it.
Every vehicle that travels in the UK, every single camera is real time tracking that plate mile
No.
to mile
No,
without
no,
some kind of a transponder. Do you have something
No.
on your visor? And
no. Like I said, the ultra low emissions in London, that they've got technology that is tracking electric vehicles and charging them pay per mile in the ultra low emissions. They're not doing it with the other cars. The other cars have a flat pay. They
oh,
pay
it's a flat
once.
rate. I see.
Yeah, but the electrics used to come in there for free. Now they've said, okay, now we've got a lot of you on electrics. Now we're going to charge the electrics.
Are they planning
So,
on growing the ULEZ whenever
Yeah,
they can?
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it will
yeah.
continually
So
grow
this-
until it basically takes over the whole UK.
I believe there's a ULEZ in Bristol a small ULEZ in Bristol, I believe. They've talked about it.
How fast are they increasing the legislation on this ULEZ?
Well, what I was trying to say, when I mentioned about road tax, a lot of cars now, like cars
Trying to
that
do
are
that
worth,
here. The road.
cars that are worth $1,000. That's what they're worth, on the market. But they're like MPV, they're like 15 years old. They're manageable vehicles, that are fixable, cheap. And what the government have done, they're charging £760 for tax for 1 year for this vehicle. So basically, they're charging you for tax what the vehicle's worth. So
Jesus.
basically, they're forcing lots and lots of family vehicles that for poor people off the road because they have like 2 litre engines. 2 litre.
Is that
They
big or
started.
small?
Well, you know what a 2 litre engine is. That's small for you. And
It's
that's
tiny here,
that's-
but relatively
yeah,
speaking to you,
in the UK, that's a medium-sized vehicle because they're 15 years their age, or like 2005 onwards, around 5 years. What? Because they give off a lot of emissions. Because back in the day, they weren't as good on emissions. The government has decided to say, okay, we're going to take these decent vehicles that are cheap to run, easy to fix, parts are cheap, and they just want to penalise the poorer person to keep them off the road. And what's going to happen in April? So all these vehicles are just going to be written off, and they're all going to be scrapped. Or perfectly fine vehicles that could have 5, 10, 15 years life.
Yeah, we did
And
that
they just-
under Obama. When he sugared the engines, I can't remember what that was called. I just wanted to ask Jeff,
Targeting the poorest. Targeting the poorest
No,
people. You know the ones.
if
Can
you
I,
explain- Oh, sorry.
go ahead, last.
Just whenever the time is good, I want to mention a statement by AOC in 2019 that kind of
Let's do it. The time
Okay.
is at hand.
Is it about this topic?
it's about climate change. So
Yeah.
it's how we started. So I don't know if
Funny.
AOC is supposedly seriously considering running for president in 2028.
Please.
And so her term would run from 2028 to the end of 2032. Now, in 2019, she stated that the world would end in 12 years if we don't address climate change. So that would put it, so she's running for president to be the president when the world ends. Because her term would end in, it was 2019 when she said it. So, 12 years would be 2031 or 2032.
Can
Do you
you
think she's
answer
gonna go
Bush
out with a
Bottle
bang?
Cap here?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh,
Just let him know who AOC is.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's a
well done.
Democrat
Big
from,
Yeah, the big
Latina.
BBL.
from New York City, a Democratic representative.
Representative in the House.
Like
Yes.
she's like, I would say,
BBL.
like pretty much as
Fiery
far
Latina.
the extreme left. There's a handful, but she seems like one of the most prominent.
I
She is
can't
a
wait to
handful,
hear
I
what
agree.
she said. And Rahm Emanuel is bubbling up for candidacy. I called him last year. Go ahead,
Oh,
last
God, I
answer.
forgot all
Yes,
about it.
it just illustrates the alarmism, the bogus alarmism that is so much of the climate change narrative, and that's what the Washington Post. That's why there's 19 reporters. No one is going to make a story about, the nuances involved in changing climate and the warming temperatures. No, it's like there is sort of a conspiracy involving liberal reporters and scientists
In the line.
that want to make alarmist predictions. And so, they're sort of the scientist, the climate scientists talks to the
Yeah.
reporter, and the reporter prints out these alarmist headlines.
Yeah, if they're going to make up a story like you're saying, why would they, toe the line? Why would they need 19 people to do so? It's basically all written what they're going to say beforehand. The narrative.
What, Jeff? You were saying that they're trying to bring road tax here. Can you give me any more information on where that is, or when
Yeah,
or
and they're
who?
going to do it by odometer. So they're going to like check your odometer when you register, like your annual registration, and then they're going to tack on an additional fee based on how many miles you've driven that year.
Is
They
there a
call it a road tax.
specific state that's trying to push that, or is that like a federal thing?
Washington,
Or
where I am, Washington
Oh,
State.
okay.
I don't know if
Yeah.
other states are doing it, but I know that they're trying to do that here, and it's getting a lot of resistance.
I was going to
The-
say
the
North
pro-
Carolina would go
Pay
ape.
extra for that.
Well,
The
New
problem-
York City do they actually do it in New York City, or is it just a concept?
I'm not familiar with them passing that.
Well, if
You
you
might
do
have
by
the
the
registration fee go up every year, but I don't know about the odometer reading.
yeah, but if you do it by the odometer reading, because they're digital now, you get a lot of clockbacks, and there's no real way of chasing that unless because they use like brand new e-vehicles, data will keep on going back to central base, and that's what they want to do eventually. They just want data going back to the base, so they know exactly how many miles you've done to the day, to that live moment.
Last Dance. Do you remember in Maryland when you used to go and your car would go onto the thing and they'd put the thing on your exhaust and you'd burn and then they'd show you how much you're cooking?
Yeah.
And then they made it where they just plug into your computer and read it and then you're good to go. They don't even read your exhaust anymore. Don't
Right.
tell me it's for emissions, bro. You're just taking my money.
Well, the car, yeah. I mean, the car does its own emissions monitoring.
Yeah.
Says
I'm
Volkswagen.
sorry. I called major bullshit on that one, dude.
Well, I've
you
often
heard of
wondered how hard it is to fake that. I mean,
well, I can tell you now. Have you heard of the Italian tune-up?
no.
No.
So in the UK, obviously you've got a lot of diesel vehicles. Well, they tend to they clog up as such. So when they go through an MOT, they'll give off bad readings. Well, it's quite common. They'll tell you to go like a couple of miles and go down the motorway at like say third gear, 4,000 revs, do it for 15 minutes, and then come back. And when they come back, it'll pass the emissions.
Because it burns out
Literally,
the catalytic.
Yeah, it's Italian tune-up. That's what they call it.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
sounds better than the Volkswagen debacle where
Mhm.
they were just had very
Lying.
efficient cars because they were bypassing all the emissions.
Yeah, when they were going through the test mode, when test mode was
Right.
on, it's like
Right, it's
fucking
brilliant,
everything. Yeah,
Can I explain my stance on climate change or whatever you want to call it a little bit?
No, you're a
Definitely not.
libtard. That's all there is to say.
All right.
No, go on.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I want to hear it. Go.
Well, I've said this before, but it's a double-edged sword with I don't think we're capable ourselves of bettering our situation or bettering us being stewards of this planet. We're just too greedy as humans, and everybody on this panel said they're not going to do anything. I'm obviously not doing anything, even though I think that we are, more rapidly with every day destroying this planet. And you only have to go back. We've been here for what, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of years, 100,000, maybe not humans,
Or 6,000.
6,000.
Sure.
But anyway, it's just slow. It was on such a slow, you couldn't even tell that for looking from the outside, looking at our planet, that we were destroying this planet until like the last 100 years, and it's just exploded. Like you can clearly see, staying on the moon, things on Earth that humans are affecting, and just the look of it, so you can only imagine with that rapid increase that's going to stay at
Wait,
that
you're
increase.
making a correlation between looking at it and then a rapid increase. That was a
What do you
rapid correlation. You said you're standing on the moon or looking at the Earth, you can see things and you can just imagine. So is imagining part of your argument?
I don't understand what you're asking me. What do you mean imagining?
You said
never
Like
did.
if let's say there was a live camera affixed on the moon staring at Earth,
yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
but you're imagining
for
you're
all the
imagining-
time we've
you're-
been
you're-
here.
You're imagining it. You're like Steve
Oh.
said. You're imagining it. You just.
I wanna
just
hear
that
it
last
you let
sentence.
me. I mean, I can finish, but
Go
you got to
ahead,
shut
please.
up first. And the whole time we've been here, you wouldn't see anything. You wouldn't be able to tell anything from that camera. But in the last, especially 100 years, but I'm sure a little bit before that, with the, that it's increased rapidly. So what I'm saying is that pace, the last 100 years, how much different that live feed on Earth has looked. You can only imagine it's going to at least stay at that pace, if not increase more and more and more.
You're imagining it again.
So let me take
I'm
that.
not. What do you mean? I'm imagining something. You're just,
So
and I'm guilty of it
It's
too.
the
but
way
you're
you
just
phrased it. You
greedy
said
and
you
you don't
look
want
at
to understand the truth.
Well, one thing I don't have to imagine, I can go back and find out that the Earth goes through cycles, right? And I understand.
I'm not
that we-
talking about the. I'm not talking about the weather. That's
There
what you're
is a
hung up.
long.
Well, that's
time
climate.
warning trend.
That's climate.
No. I'm not
Yeah,
talking about
I'm
the
What are you
climate.
saying? What is the
I'm talking
observation
about
you can make?
The lights of structures that we've created
Yeah.
and lights that have expanded and just rapid decrease of forests and just
Right.
the impact that us as a species have had on this planet. I
All
mean,
right.
that's what every species is if ants took over that live feed, you would see the same thing. But we're
Yeah,
Now,
humans.
I don't.
That right there, what you just said about forests was that's a legitimate conversation. That I agree with. That is reduction of trees, is reduction of processing of carbon,
Habitat.
and reduction of wild spaces, habitat. Exactly. That's a
Yeah,
detriment. That's a bad thing that humans have done, and that much I definitely agree with.
I mean, I can't be the only one that lives in. Hold on, Based. I can't be the only one that lives in a city that 100 years ago, that city was basically, besides farmland in the general vicinity, was basically a small area, like St. Louis was. And in the past, like 50 years, we have just totally grown out to where we're meeting other smaller towns, and because they're growing.
So, urban
And the
sprawl.
city, we've just left shit. And
Right.
there's abandoned buildings with no animals living there. There's very little growth. I'm sure it's not totally insignificant, but I'm sure that it's not producing, anything to feed us or better off this planet. It's done nothing but, the life in that area is much less than the life was before we got our hands on it.
I'd say is a valid
And-
argument.
But there's also subjective impact and quantifiable impact. And a lot of this is subjective impact. People have their own sense of how much is being impacted. And then there's projections based on the quantifiable impact, which is also just speculation.
Is abandoned city area that doesn't grow vegetation or house animals quantifiable?
What are you quantifying?
First
I mean-
of all, abandoned is a temporary status.
Okay. For the downtime, though, would it be more?
I mean, it's
beneficial for
covered-
there to
it's-
be-
Like, are you counting all the abandoned buildings in a city and then extrapolating some?
Let's
climate
say
claim from that?
looking from the sky, looking down at the ground, 50% of it is covered by concrete. It might be cracked, or a pile of rubble, or a building structure of some sort. So that's 50% of that every square mile that we have ruined, that is not growing anything.
in a
Do you
city?
consider concrete ruining the place? So you don't want cities at all. You want us all back on farmland?
I didn't say that. I said
I'm
I said
trying to figure
we're
out.
too well. What I'm saying is, if you see the overall increase, and especially since the industrial age, of how we have done this to the planet,
Civilization.
Yeah, but
and
you think that,
and
you think that
the
changes
massive
the climate?
In the ancient world.
the massive increase of that amount of space that has been taken over or disrupted.
Yeah, but you think that's
or
changing the
killed.
climate?
Not that massive. There's plenty of.
I never said you're still stuck
I
on the
know.
climate
I,
base.
well, no, I just want to. I just want you to say yes or no. Do you think that changes the climate?
No, I didn't say, and I never will say that because I don't know.
Okay, well, I agree. I agree with you. Everything you've said, I agree with you.
So my thing is, what it's a double-edged sword is because we're not going to stop that. And, you know, we're too greedy even if we all agree on that we're doing this to the planet, none of us are going to change anything to slow that process down.
But
So we would need an outside source to do it. But even if an outside source, it makes us not want to do it even more. What the fuck are you going to tell me what
Maybe
I
we'll
what
be
I
on
can or
Mars.
can't do?
there's a solution for the greenhouse gas problem, at least as it stands with terrestrial vehicles. Now, I think a bigger problem is
Biscuit.
like large planes. They are dropping tons of carbon into the atmosphere up at 30,000 feet. You know, but I think if the transition to electric cars was more accepted, and nuclear power was more prevalent, then the combination of those two things could produce long distance travel with almost zero carbon. If the cars are being charged on nuclear and there's no catastrophic events, you know, then
Right. So, I mean, my wife's asking about the manufacturing aspect of material things like cars, but my question is, what about the toxins? So, towards Aphid's point, you have all of this cityscape that has all of these plastics and all of these materials like rubbers and silicons and whatever, that as it rains on it, it leaches all of these toxins into waterways, into soils. I think that there is an aspect of pollution that is absolutely damaging from humanity. I mean, does that matter in the long run? I think that since plastics have been introduced to civilization and how we consume and dispose of plastics, I absolutely believe that we are poisoning this planet. Are we going to be able to reclaim and come back and have better practices in the future? I hope so. But based on my experience of people's consumption around me, I'm not seeing it happen now.
Well, you did identify it as a belief.
I did identify it as a belief. Yes, it's my view.
There's traces of plastic in all fish now at this stage. You know that. And if you eat fish, you're eating plastic.
Well, what about has anybody's town taken away the use of plastic bags at the supermarket?
Seattle.
Everywhere in
Yes.
Australia.
My whole county has.
So do you guys buy your own bags and reuse them?
I do. Or you
I
can
buy
buy
a nickel for paper
or yeah,
bags.
you can buy paper bags at the store.
They charge you for
Paper
them?
bags used to be
Yeah,
free.
they
why
charge you
why
by
are
the
they?
They
bag.
charge-
Sometimes
they
you
charge
talk
for
them
it
into giving it
in
to
my
you.
area.
We have cotton bags for £2, a lot of ones. So they're just cotton for £2.
Those are reusable.
Yes.
Yeah.
You
If
can bring your own.
figure out how to
bag.
bring them
When you
back and
check
use them
out,
again.
They ask you how
Actually,
many bags
cotton's
you
cool
use,
because
and
you
they
could just
charge
throw
you
it in
for
the
each one.
washing machine and boom, clean.
Yeah.
In fact, if it's white cotton, you could put a couple, tablespoons of bleach in there and you'd have a sanitized bag every time you washed it. That's a great idea. Because here, the bags are
I'll bring
fucking
my
this
little
weird
fish.
coated plastic. Yeah,
There you go.
exactly. Like that coated plastic that
It's like a.
I
it
feel
looks
like those
plastic. I
things
don't know
hold
what
the
to do.
bacteria because you can't really wash them. You have to make an effort to disinfect them. And if you're not careful, I think they get nasty. I don't know, man. I'm paranoid.
Yeah, so like you said, everyone's making an effort. We're all from all, you're from all corners of America and the UK, and we're all using sort of going on the right line with disposable plastics.
No, but Welshman,
bags.
you can have a reusable cloth bag, but if you're buying every single thing in that store that's packaged in plastic and throwing that plastic away, well, what the hell are you doing? Like, if we don't change packaging, we're throwing away volumes of plastic.
Well, we recycle. We have recycling bags in the UK. It's green, so you put
What
your
happens to
plastic.
that recycled material?
Well, it's supposed to get recycled.
Isn't some of
In
it sent
cases.
to China at great cost?
There's
don't
been a lot. There's been a lot sent to Asia, found in India and Sri Lanka and stuff. A lot of our recycled waste. They have been just shipping it out in some cases. And,
The
it's a bit of a
countries with the
scandal.
highest carbon emissions.
But we the public are doing what we're supposed to be doing. They fine us if we don't, and then we do it. They just dump it anyway. They dump it halfway across the world.
I mean, I
Just
bought
some examples.
a big 5-pound bag of potatoes today, and that was in a real thick plastic bag.
Yeah.
Also, a 3-pound bag of yellow onions, plastic bag. The mushrooms I got came wrapped in plastic inside a cellophane container, so like whoever pointed that out, whenever you buy a box of cereal, what's inside the box? That is some thick ass plastic that you can barely even pull apart the top. And
You
it's
need to work out, Steve.
Well,
Yeah,
I
if you
mean,
could
I'm
smash
making a
down
point. I don't eat cereal.
or melt down, break apart the particles of, let's say 6 of the store plastic bags that we still have here, but they're super ass thin. If you compact that, like a 2-liter bottle of soda, that's got way more plastic than 6
Right.
bags do.
Or a friggin' 8-pack or whatever they come in now of the 20-ounce bottles, which they have those.
I mean, every little bit, counts. That's the thing. That's the truth. But
I'm as guilty as anyone.
They
I
could-
buy 2 cases of water a week. Those come wrapped
right.
in plastic. Each one is a plastic bottle with a plastic label. It's fucking ridiculous. I mean,
One
My
of those
whole
probably
idea-
has as much plastic as a dozen plastic bags do.
exactly.
We as the United States alone consume large volumes of plastic and throw them somewhere or recycle them or something. I just think that is not good for the environment. It's not an argument towards carbon emission. It's an argument towards, are we actually damaging the environment, and is there going to be a long-term loss or repercussion because of these practices? Does it matter because it's so far into the future that it doesn't affect us? I mean, I guess that's one view.
Well, plastic goes into the food system via soil and via fish, 100%, because when plastic breaks down, it breaks down smaller and
Plastic breaks
smaller and
down
smaller.
how long?
Well, it ends up just looking like a bit of food. The fish will eat it. Now the fish has got tiny bits of plastic in it. We don't even see it, and we're eating the fish.
Well, we're not eating their stomachs, but microplastics in their flesh. Yes, I don't know the argument. I know that we're all loaded with microplastics. I don't know what happens with that.
Well, I've seen programs where they say, the fish, fishes are sort of quite, in some cases, quite heavily infected with plastics.
20
obviously
cents
they
for a return over there? Wow. Getting ripped off. That's big pay. 5 cents here.
Well, I agree. The shit we're doing to the world is fucking awful. But I don't think that's got anything to do with the climate changes that we're seeing. I think that's just totally natural.
I hope that Mystery
My
is
whole
joking.
correlation between the two is just that whole climate change thought is a more of a, let's try to look at ways where we can reduce our, destruction of this planet more than just denying it and saying that's not doing anything. I'm not saying they're doing it the right way, and obviously they're not convincing anybody of making any changes. But if we all sat here and we're on the same page with us destroying the planet and the plastics are bad, tomorrow we'll go to the grocery store, and if we see, some type of like a glass 2-liter bottle of Coca-Cola, for example, and it's $7 because they use glass, and you got a, $2 plastic container of Coca-Cola sitting next to us, none of us are going to buy that glass one.
No, only for the fact that
Tastes better in glass.
I've never seen a 2-liter glass bottle. I'd buy it.
No, I
for the
know.
cool
I know.
effect. I'd be like, holy shit. It's like when I first saw the Mexican Coke 6-packs. I was like, I don't even drink Coke, and I'm buying one of those. Because
When
now
I was
I
a kid,
can't
that's
find
how
them
all the
anywhere.
Coke came. That's all the Coke and Pepsi came in those glass bottles because we would take them up to the grocery store.
Yeah,
And
you
they
get
had
you get like a dime for each one.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were recycled.
Well,
Yeah.
the Mexican was cool, though, because it didn't have corn syrup, so it was made with 100% cane sugar. Those were rare.
We had a similar thing in the UK called like lowers, and we used to get, I think it was 10p for the bottle. which, when you're 10 and 12 is great.
Hell yeah.
It's like, like I said, we were the first recycling, and that was like, 40 odd years ago. We went backwards then,
Well, yeah. One of the older buildings that I managed, there's a big square box in the basement with a galvanized shaft running up to the roof, and it was the trash burning box where the tenants would just throw their trash in it, and the maintenance guys in the 50s and 60s would light it all on fire. And all around the city of Boston, all the residential apartments would do it more or less at the same time. And that was probably as bad as it could get then, because then they outlawed burning trash. But prior to it being outlawed, it was done in all the major cities in the U.S.
I burn a lot of trash.
Do you still?
Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Plastic?
No plastics, but mostly
like glossy cardboard?
Mostly beer boxes.
Well, I mean, that ain't gonna hurt anything.
And leaves. I guess that's frowned upon
That's
too.
bad. That's illegal. in
I burn a
Massachusetts.
lot of leaves.
Do you?
Yeah, my backyard's fucking full of trees, dude. I got
I
so
would
many goddamn leaves.
Love to burn leaves, but
Just wait till your neighbor gets a hold of them.
we can't do it. Yeah.
I truck them all down to.
It smokes the whole fucking neighborhood out too. Like I'll go in my front yard and I live in a court, and you walk out the front yard sometimes when I'm burning those leaves, and it looks like China.
China.
I mean, here you are in one sense arguing one way, and then the next.
I
sentence, you're
told
like,
you
"I
I was
burned
a total
mountains of
hypocrite.
leaves." I mean,
I
it's
told you I was a hypocrite, and I'm not doing anything to support what I'm saying. It's because I'm fucking greedy, just like every other human on this
Yeah,
planet.
Aphid
That's
Lip
why
has
we're in big
always
trouble.
admitted that.
We are in big trouble. I'm telling you, and we're not in big trouble. But
I don't
maybe
think-
our kids aren't in big trouble.
How do you
But
know?
Maybe
though?
our
Like,
kids.
Yeah, I don't
How do I
don't think
know?
we're in big trouble.
Because I'm good
think
enough.
you,
I'm not good at math, but I'm good enough at math to see the writing on the wall and to see how rapidly in the past industrial
on the
age
wall
how
is
we have
not a
spread
fact.
across and destroyed this planet. And
We
there's
haven't
only so
destroyed
much
it.
planet. We are destroying this planet. Yes.
You say it, but people adapt, and we have
Yeah,
that
That's
we
just,
have
you just
adapted
sound like a
for-
guy that wants to put his fucking head in the sand and
Hey,
not
my
look at
third nipple
reality.
we're adapting.
That's what you sound like.
I don't. I'll admit that is
I mean,
also
we're just consuming. We're just consuming.
like
we've
Gen
won.
X says. That is also just
We-
a belief of mine. But
we are the species that won. We won. There's no other species in the millions of years this planet's been around that has been nearly as successful as the human species has on this planet.
I don't
And
know.
just like every other species, we're consuming and we're just gobbling it all up, just like any
What-
other one would.
What if the
We're no
dolphins
better.
believe that too for themselves? What if the dolphins are like, there's no species on this whole planet that's as successful as we are?
Well, under
gotta
that
go.
water,
There's probably a dolphin aphid lip that's telling them that they're
yep,
destroying the oceans.
that's
You're full
right.
of tuna, guys.
So much of this is in the imagination.
It's not an imagination.
Everything you described is something you're
It's
seeing in your-
comfortable. It's comfortable
Otherwise, you could show it to us.
to-
You could-
to
or you could
deny
show
it
data
and to
table or something. It's a
blow it off
story
like it's
about what you
imagination.
think is happening.
So here
No.
are some reasons, aphid
It's
lip,
not.
to suggest you're wrong. First of all, there has been a
Please prove me
movement-
because it's kept me up at night.
there has been a movement from originally from cities where people prefer to live in cities to suburbs. That's true, but that has slowed, I believe, and also that this has coincided with massive population increases, and the rate of population increase has also slowed.
Yes, that's a good thing.
And people are complaining now that houses are too expensive, but
Only the poor people, like
right,
me.
nobody that matters. But what that means is that there's probably a slowing down of suburban expansion.
I don't
So-
see that here.
We don't know what new energy sources we're going to develop. We don't know what planets we're going to be colonizing. I'm not worried about any of this. Humans are going to figure this
right.
out.
Well, I mean, what planet are we gonna? It seems like it'd be easier.
200 years
to-
from now, who knows, dude?
Well, I know, but
Or-
doesn't it seem like? Am I wrong?
Your
by thinking-
imagination is restricted
Wait,
to
wait,
the time and
wait,
place you live in.
is it
You have to-
imagining
you have to
things
factor
that
in
thinking
what the ingenuity
maybe
of
we
humans
should
will
take
be next
better
to
shape?
history.
I know, but instead of trying to leave to populate another planet, doesn't it seem like maybe trying to be better stewards of our own planet so we don't have to leave makes more sense?
So let
To
me
you?
tell you another thing that
To me,
do
so you don't
both.
think logically that makes better sense?
Colonizing
You think it
other
makes-
planets
you
is
think-
not a logic
You
thing.
think
It's something
you
humans
think
are
it
gonna
makes
do
better
regardless.
sense to leave this planet and go make
I didn't
change
say- I
the
didn't- that's your framing.
well
I
you
didn't
said
say
I
anything.
no you said I
You
was
take- you
imagining
take
that it
it.
would be better to stay here than go somewhere
I
else.
just
You
made the
said I was
point. You have no
imagining
idea
that.
what humans are going to come up with over the next. few
That's
hundred years.
true. That's true. I just have zero faith in them because
I
of the
look at
history
I look at the
and
past
how
achievements of
how much
humanity,
it's
and my
exploded and
faith
how
is
quickly it's
increasing even more in my species.
what? What'd you say? I'm sorry.
I'm very much an optimist when it comes to humans. I look at all of their
Yeah,
past civilizational achievements, and I'm very confident that humans are going to continue to thrive. It's what
Do
we
you think
do.
it's a story though? Do you think it's your story that humans will make it to other planets?
Yeah, it's my story, but I like my story a lot better than his, and it tracks.
I know. I do
It
too.
tracks
Trust me.
my
I
own
like your.
experience and observations too.
Last dance. Can you switch Jeff with Welshman, please?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have done that a long time ago.
It's all right.
So here's something that you're probably not aware of, Aphid Lip. The amount of carbon produced per unit of energy has decreased significantly over the last 70 years
Based on
Because-
field technologies.
based on technology. That's right. Technology is always improving. Man's ingenuity is always in play. Markets drive improvements, and I just don't
Well,
see any
is it-
reason to go with the gloom and doom scenario.
well,
I mean,
I guess if that is true, is the because carbon isn't like the only thing on my
I
list of-
understand carbon is not your
So
only.
what my concern is that the lower the lower how should I put this the people that have the majority of the world that makes like $20 or less a week,
Yes.
that part of the population is going to keep expanding at the same rate while maybe more educated folks are trying to right our wrongs, and that part is gonna we're not going to overcompensate for what that growing part of our species is going to do damage.
I can't tell you you're wrong.
Yeah, I saw a
flash on
screen.
There have been doomsayers for forever. I think the first famous doomsayer that people paid attention to was Paul Ehrlich, and he wrote a book called The Population Bomb, in which he made all kinds of people believed him. He made all kinds of gloom and doom predictions, like there would be mass starvation by 1980 across the planet.
Right.
Everything he
Malnutrition, that's all.
predicted was wrong. It couldn't have been more wrong. And there have been predictions like that in various about the gloom and doom predictions, and they have always been wrong.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people that have made predictions and scientists are probably on pace with but you're going to hear the more drastic ones. They're going to get the squeakiest wheel, gets the more airtime. And so those are the ones that you're going to focus on. But I'm sure there's a lot of more realistic scientists that have predicted, the outcome the best they can and are pretty close to what their predictions are.
It's not like Paul Ehrlich was like a crackpot.
Yeah,
No, I'm not
well, I
saying
don't
he
know what
was.
you mean, aphid lip. So, like, these scientists have been predicting it, and somebody like AOC was making her hypothesis on what she saw as scientific evidence. It wasn't like she came up with this thing 12 years. It's the end of the world, or whatever the hell she said in 2019, but she was basing that on current scientific knowledge.
Sure, well, sure
You
she is,
might
but I'm
think
sure
she's
that.
an airhead, but she wasn't
But you're
completely
making the
coming up with.
assumption that you're making the assumption that every single scientist that's studying, the how humans are destructing this planet are on the exact same page with each other. I'm sure she's going to
Well,
take
they
the
are.
most.
They are. Not 97% of them agree with the
Well, then
narrative.
there's
'Cause
then the,
they
if
all
that's
get, they
true,
all
then
get,
there's
they all get
blows
funded.
everything
I
I
mean,
just said out
for
of it.
example, Steve mentioned the AOC. The Poison's Wolf, Greta herself, I had to delete one of her tweets that she posted when she was fucking like 5 years ago or something. She said something very similar, and the time was up, and she
Well,
deleted
that's
the
proof
tweet.
right there that every scientist thinks exactly the same way. Then based.
Well, the
Well,
scientists had made
look,
these claims.
for you to turn around constantly and to say, "Oh no, they're not influenced by funding or anything like that," it's ridiculous because they actually do say that the climate believers, that 97% of scientists agree with their position. So it must
First off,
be
I
right.
never said
It must be right.
anything about.
No,
I
you were
never said
pushing.
anything.
You were pushing it in one direction quite hard for some reason. I just pushed it
No, I
back.
didn't say. I never said anything about nobody was influenced by funding. I never said anything like that.
Well, I think what it comes down to is a lot of these predictions made in the early to mid teens are not really panning out, and things aren't really climate wise trending in that direction in every meter. If you pick out certain things, you might say like this and that and the other thing show this, but in an overall like bigger picture sense, it's not that bad right now.
I don't
Climate
think.
wise.
I don't think you could take an over. And this is you guys are free to disagree with me, but let's say the teens. I don't think you could take an overall compass of the health of this planet and say that in this year 2026 is better off than health wise the planet than it was in any day in the 2000 teens.
No, I'm not
Don't
saying
they
that,
have
but
those
what I'm saying is
statistics out there?
what people were pushing then seemed like by now we'd be getting to like a perception of the end of days, 5 years.
So you're
from
at least on board with me saying the health of this planet is worse off today than it was in the 2000s.
I need data.
No, I didn't say that. All I'm saying is the perception of what they were pushing at the time made it seem like by the time we got to now, we would really be seeing it in a far more detrimental light than what we're actually seeing now. Whether or not it has declined is your question. I would say marginally, if not at all.
I would say there was far more living organisms on this planet in the 2000 teens than there are today.
That isn't a metric that I'm going to even use.
Well, it's just the one that I pulled out of my ass with you saying about,
I
I was
just
about
one
to ask
metric
you
of
what
the-
your source was.
Living organisms, that includes bacteria and virus. I guess not viruses, but bacteria, right? Well,
I mean, I
so
guess
you're
so.
saying complex organisms, things that
Yes.
like species.
Species.
I mean,
There might
I
be
don't
more.
think
There
that's
might be
a
more
metric.
cockroaches.
I don't think that's a metric for overall planet health, personally.
Trees, plant life in general, not even close. I'm sure it's a huge decrease.
I don't know. See, the thing
They
is,
probably have numbers on this
there was a
that we don't have
deforestation that
to
happened
guess or
in the
imagine.
there was a deforestation that happened in the Amazon for a good period of time in the 80s and 90s, and a lot of that has been reforested. and accounts for a lot of carbon capture, which is great. And that's a big push for people. I think that's a brilliant thing to do. You know, they were basically cutting down rainforests to plant trees to make palm oil, some form of palm tree. And it turns out this palm oil is used in a lot of food, and it's the most unhealthy oil you can put in your body. It's fucking disgusting.
Well,
It's horrible.
And I'm not saying this goes for the whole planet, but and maybe this is why I feel this way, but in the area I live in, I would say there's probably 25% less trees in a 5-mile radius of my house here as there was in the
So it's vibe
2010s.
epistemology.
Huh?
What's that?
It's vibe epistemology. You just feel that that's the truth.
Do I just feel it's the truth? No, I can see it with my own eyes.
Oh, because you said feel. That's why I'm trying to clarify what your epistemology is.
No, I can see with my own eyes. There's probably 25% less trees in
You can actually
5-mile
calculate
radius.
the tree loss with your eyes.
I mean, you don't have to believe me. You can discredit me all you want. I'm just telling you
Well,
my
I'm
opinion.
just trying to get you to ground.
I mean, what do
it
you
in
want me to
some
what
kind of
what do you
fact.
want me to say? I went out and counted every fucking
Just
tree.
give me some
in the
facts.
2010s.
Or something very simple. You made a claim, back it up. That's it. It happens all the time.
No,
when
I'm
intelligent
telling you,
people
from
do
a
stuff.
5-mile radius in of my home right here.
Anecdotal then.
Yeah, we
But
can
I mean,
say
You
that.
choose to not believe. You can choose to not believe me. You can, or you can,
Right.
if you want
I'm
to
just
study, you can
asking
look
you
at this.
what
You
your
can look
claim
at
is based
it's
on.
St.
I'm not
Charles
even saying
County
if I believe you or not.
in
We're
Missouri,
talking
and
past
you
the
can
tape. You're not even
see
listening.
a Google map from the 2010s and see a Google map from now, and you can count them yourself.
Yeah,
I'm sticking.
East Winter
I'm sticking
Farms.
to my
I
statement.
asked the AI. It says we don't even know how many living species there are currently to even calculate whether we're losing them or gaining them.
Eastwood
Right, but
Farms
his
asked
point-
a simple question I ask.
But it looks like we have more. The amount of living things are increasing, not decreasing.
Is there less trees
the amount
because
of living-
more homes?
We should keep on the same path.
I challenge that there's more living now, that there's more as we go into the future. Because if we're removing habitat, how can there be more living creatures if they have less
16,000 new species per year are being discovered.
discovered? But that doesn't
Yeah,
mean that they didn't
discovered.
exist before.
Well, I don't know. I don't know a lot about that.
They're forming from microplastics.
So
I
the
mean, I'm
point
just saying
towards-
there's probably a more granular way to look at this that with actual facts and data and scientific opinion and all that involved instead of just I looked outside my window and saw 25% less trees.
but why
No, I'm
why
just
would that
telling
not
you
be
how it is in
valuable
my
to the
area.
equation? Because
I mean, have you ever been in a suburban area outside of a major city?
Never. What's it like?
It's a lot different than it was in the teens.
Money grows on trees. It's awesome.
It does at Lowe's, especially gnarly curled ones. But towards Aphid's point, like at the Eastern Shore at Chincoteague area, where I grew up, we're like one of the very few lots that kept any of the trees. Everyone else just wiped them out so they could build there. So I don't understand why having a observation through your lifetime of an area doesn't count towards an experience. Or doesn't
I'm
count
not
toward-
dismissing an experience. It doesn't scale up to a global, like a statement about the entire globe and
Exactly.
what's happening across the
What if it turned out that
entire realm of biodiversity?
it was only like 0.5% of the acreage in the United States? I mean, it looks like a lot because you're living in
And
the
then
middle
what was
of
it? And then what was it 100 years before that? What was the per year decrease?
I think you guys
I just
are
see it
missing
as
something.
expanding. I just see it expanding at a rapid rate,
We-
especially
I-
over the last 100 years.
But you're
I think
looking at
Especially.
I think you're missing something here. I think what you're missing is the people are leaving the urban areas and moving to the suburban areas, and that's as we spoke about
that.
as we spoke about earlier. There was a casual mention of abandoned buildings displacing animals, yada yada yada. The reason they're abandoned is because people want to be out of the cities, but yet still in a somewhat close fashion to the city. So the dynamic of cities is changing completely, in my opinion.
Is it
Yeah,
quantifiable then the people that are absorbing suburban areas are taking away from habitat? Is that something we can measure over time that we can see because of population increase?
I think so. I think it does displace wildlife. I think that's a simple fact. When you have lightly populated suburban areas with bigger spaces between homes, you have bigger tracts for wildlife to live in, to travel in, to move around in. When you remove those tracts of wilderness, even if they're only so big, not huge, you are affecting wildlife. That's just simple.
That's why we have
Obvious.
alligators and coyotes walking around my town.
Well, yeah, I mean, in Florida, some of the
Alligators in
wildlife,
Washington?
like alligators,
in
can live
Louisiana,
right
where
there
I'm
in,
from.
in,
okay.
in your
Sorry.
they can live right in your communities, obviously. But in some places, like here in Massachusetts, we do push out wildlife with suburban sprawl, urban sprawl, that sort of thing.
Is the challenge that we're losing animals, or what was the original challenge? That it's a negative impact to
I
the
heard
earth?
all living things, just species in general.
Okay.
That's how I took it.
I mean, if we're gonna grow continually and start to look like that Star Wars planet where the whole planet's one city, I mean, I think at a certain
Yes.
point we're gonna lose a lot of habit. If animals rely on habitat and they can't survive in a city like humans can, then they're going to no longer exist. Is that conjecture? Is that not the simple aspect of cause and effect?
Yeah.
Of course,
And also, there's
had
zoning.
animals.
we had
have ways
grizzly
to limit
bears
our
here.
growth.
We had grizzly bears and wolves here at one time. Of course, they're not here for one reason now: humans. And
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's habitat loss. I mean, habitat loss is important, but the larger mammals were simply killed off intentionally,
of course,
hunted to death. We also don't have woolly mammoths and and all sorts of animals that the megafauna that
giant
not
bear,
because of
Fork-faced
suburban
bear.
growth, they were killed off when the population was a million, or who knows how. No one even knows what the population was 10,000 years ago.
Sure. I wouldn't believe AI in that sense, Biscuit Vapes. There was a time when our country was covered in farmlands, and a lot of it has reverted back to forests. So at least that's how it is here in the Northeast. Out in the forests, you can find stone walls which used to separate farming fields. I'm sure it's like that in other places. Pretty cool to find that stuff. And that used to mean that means now that used to be farmland. And,
I could believe that we've lost 30% of the forests.
Since the 1600s, sure, but if you go through that, a lot of the stuff that was made into farms in the 1600s has been reforested by now. At least
but it could have
New
been
England.
pulled from other areas where they could have lost many more trees in another area where the regrowth didn't even help to reclaim that percentage.
Possibly,
I mean-
but in New England, everything is on smaller scale than out, in the Midwest where it's just flat, huge. So,
What about Amazonian rainforest? I mean, multiple times people cry out that place is getting just, leveled for gold and for whatever else. I mean, there's an example of humans destroying a habitat for profit very quickly.
yeah, I mean that it happens, like we spoke about earlier. Some of it is being reforested, but a lot of it is just wasteland or palm fucking farms,
Right.
So
But I guess my question to the group is like, how does it affect us? How do we affect it? Us, for ourselves personally, how do we engage with the planet, and what are we doing personally that makes a difference? I mean, if it's almost nothing, it's just a talking point to say, because corporations are going to do whatever the hell they're going to do. We're not going to stop governments and corporations from their endeavors by talking about it on the internet. At least I don't believe we will. So at the end of the day, how much? It comes down to personal choice for each one of us. Does it matter to us or not? And if it does, what are we going to do ourselves about it? There's nothing we're going to do for other people.
India and China.
I think the biggest, I mean, I don't have much, that goes back to, I don't have much faith because, we're just fucking greedy humans, dude. But
we've been
the
doing
biggest
civilization
change
for thousands of years.
The biggest change we could do,
building things.
the biggest change we could do is, and I don't know how you would do that if we just got smart enough and limited to ourselves to, every couple only having 2 babies or less.
You think that's what should
And the
happen?
birth rates are already low.
Yeah, we have a low birth
I think
rate,
that
so
would be the
tells you that.
biggest thing we could do to
It sounds like you're
control.
I don't know. I'm getting a very anti-human bias from you. Like you would
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
we
to
were-
see less
Yeah,
humans.
we are. I
'Cause
mean,
you see them
because
as
I'm
negative.
I can look at myself, because I'm included. I'm no better. I'm no different. I'm not
Oh,
putting
I'm
myself on a
inhuman. I want
pedestal.
more of-
So what I have an easy ability to look at myself and everyone, from an outside perspective and not put judgment towards it.
Sounds a little judgy.
Your point towards India and China.
The judgment isn't influencing my opinion, is what I'm saying.
The point towards India and China, I understand what you're saying. Like for the Paris Accord, we backed out basically because if we're going to do all these things and we're going to charge civilians all this money to do all this bullshit, and these other nations are just pumping out the ass, like it doesn't. There's no point. It
has to be a global solution or none at all.
Right. And I'm I guess a black pilled or a doomer when it comes to not trusting humanity or corporations, more so corporations, because if it makes them money, why would they stop unless someone forces them to?
Well, yeah, nobody's going to force a corporation. That's a free market.
Corporations are regulated. There are levers of.
Well, yeah, there's
China and India?
levers of regulation, but
The regulations go as so far as those corporations funding campaigns for the people that make those regulations.
That's a little
And
cynical.
as well as enforcement. Like in China, I don't know what the regulations
Regulators?
are, or in India, but how hard are they enforced?
I mean,
not
China is it's a authoritarian government that never changes. So they prioritize economic growth over other things. So that's what happens.
I think for
China.
themselves, they're going to pollute themselves out. There's certain places that you can look up in the world, like some places in Russia, where they can't even go outside during certain times of the day because they'll get burned from the rain. They'll get intoxicated from the air because the industry there is so toxic. If a
You're
nation is
imagining that.
willing to do that, they're going to kill themselves off, or at least some of themselves.
local problem.
Local problem, local profit.
But I mean, China is the biggest market for EV right now. Huge. It just overtook Tesla.
If we had those EVs over here, I mean, China would be the number one car maker in the United States.
That'd be the number one surveillance company too.
I mean, what they get for like 25 grand US dollars is like what we pay 85 to 100.
For the same quality, or you just get a vehicle?
Yes. No, I mean, they're nice too. And they got kind of different ideas than we do.
There's people that have called them out for being extremely dangerous, that shipping companies don't want to ship them because they're too afraid that they'll catch on fire and sink their boat. So I'd like to know some data. I'm not going to look because I don't really care, but I hope you're right that the quality is.
They brought some over, like, I don't know what the purpose is, but they'll bring and they'll have car reviewers, like YouTube car reviewers will take them on a 100-mile trip or whatever. And they're like, holy shit. I was real skeptical before we took this. I thought it would be a Temu piece of junk, but man, and it's obviously take cues from like Tesla and they totally rob a lot of their ideas.
Now, Aphid, do you think these guys might be getting a little
Hmm?
on the back
I don't know,
end?
because that Rich Rebuilds, he's up by you. You know that guy?
No, I don't like that guy.
You don't like that guy?
I don't know.
Oh, he does know.
Hey, bud.
I don't honestly.
Well,
I
he's
don't
an-
know Rich
he's a-
rebuilds.
He's a black guy. He took that Tesla and put he LS swapped that Tesla.
The Corvette engine.
called it called it was it, I can't remember what it was called, something T, Twisted
Yeah,
T.
I do like that guy. He's cool.
Yeah,
He's not as good
he's
as
up by,
whatever there. Whistling Diesel or whatever.
oh, that guy just destroys everything.
The guy who made the truck that drove backwards, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, he's made some good videos.
Oh, I
But,
didn't
I
hear
mean,
about
most of his shtick is just getting a Ferrari and destroying it.
I don't know, but he reversed the whole drive shaft on a big ass pickup truck, so it drove like bed first backwards with the whole steering wheel backwards. And the cops were fucking perplexed. They didn't know what the hell to
I would
do.
love to see that.
I mean,
What's
wouldn't
the
that
name of the
cause
channel?
accidents? Because other people would be like rubbernecking and hit a pole or something. Like,
Yeah, he drove like hundreds of miles with that damn thing. It was pretty wild.
He got what's the souped up Charger or Challenger, the Hellcat,
Hellcat,
and he put wagon wheels on it.
He's got like 5 million subs. I think
I know, dude. He knows what he's doing.
He pretty much puts tons of money back into his videos. Like,
Right.
I feel like some people like are cheap and like they bank all the money and then they like, maybe put $1,000 or $2,000 into each video. He puts like hundreds of thousands of dollars back into his videos.
Yeah, he
It's
does.
awesome.
Yeah, he does.
But yeah, the same with that guy who you talked about that put a Corvette engine in the Tesla. That was wild. Very,
Yeah, but he's a
very-
big EV guy, and he got to test drive a bunch of those Chinese EVs. They were nice.
Lee's still kicking.
So we could buy them here, but they would be much
I
more
don't- that's the
expensive because
thing.
of tariffs, or
I don't know. I don't know that. I don't think we can buy them here. I don't.
So
I
they're
don't
just
know.
banned.
What's the-
I don't know of a ban. I thought we're free market.
Yeah, I
but
don't
tariffs
know.
Make it too expensive.
I don't know because there's got to
I'll
be a
look it up.
reason.
I'll look it up because that
Because we have
There's
no
gotta be a
Chinese
reason.
vehicles we
it,
can buy.
it
here
might
in
be
the-
just a trade agreement that they have where
Yeah, it must be because think about it. We have no Chinese vehicles that we can buy here.
right.
So
there's gotta be a reason.
another, because I'm gonna be leaving soon. Another topic that what was it? It was something that we were all talking about in the Discord.
The
There's something
Trump
Oh, the Trump.
suing the
tweet.
government.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
but-
that
real
too.
quick,
That too.
real quick. Pure Chinese branded EVs are effectively blocked from the U.S. market due to a combination of high tariffs and regulatory restrictions. So it's more than just cost. It's
Oh.
Yeah.
the ability to actually find them and get them.
Holy shit. Thank you very much.
Also,
Next subject. What was
Yeah,
it?
I'd like to hear about the more interesting is what I didn't think about was the suing the government.
Right. So Trump, if you remember that the IRS, somebody in the IRS leaked Trump's tax returns before the 2016 election. So we're talking 10 plus years ago. And Trump immediately sued the government then, even before he was president, I believe. So somehow this lawsuit is still alive, and now he's president. And, how do you settle? How does a lawsuit go? Well, either you take it to trial. In this case, it goes before a judge or a jury, or one of the parties, they agree to settle. Well, it's Trump's government that he's suing, so he'll just tell Scott Bessent, who's the head of the IRS, that, yeah, guess what? You're going to settle with me, and I'm going to win. You're going to
Wait
give
a second, though.
Act,
What's-
though. That's an unlawful.
Wait,
Command.
would there not be a judge involved?
no judge.
So there's no
Yeah,
judge.
but there's
So
conflict of interest questions that are going to have to be resolved.
that's what I mean. If there
No,
was a
there's
judge
no,
involved, the judge
I
would
don't
take
know.
that
I
out
don't
of
know.
it.
Justice system that's set up to do that. So it'll just
No.
work its way through the courts, and there'll be
There
some kind
will
of
not be. There's no conflict of
Yeah.
interest. There's just nothing in the Constitution that has there be any oversight.
What's the check
Why
and
isn't
balance?
there a judge?
Why would there be a judge?
Well, because it's a
Court hearing?
Wouldn't it be a legal question of judgment?
It's a settlement.
It says the
mean,
lawsuit
the
raises
settlement-
concerns about conflicts of it. So enough people have concerns that they can raise it as an issue.
To who?
Yeah, who's the check and balance?
He is.
I mean, if this is a situation where there's no check and balance, then there's nothing that can be done about it.
The decision to
I
settle
think
is
the only thing. I think the only thing, and Last Dance obviously is way smarter than this I am, but I think the only thing that can stop this is public outrage, and they reverse course.
I
Yeah.
highly doubt.
No, I think that is the only option.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I just highly doubt that he won't go forward with it.
Well, they
No,
both
I
said they
think-
both admitted to this is happening.
I think you're crazy, RW. He's never going to go through with this.
Trump
I
will
don't-
never go through with it.
Have
He'll
we
never
seen
take
his action?
$10 billion of taxpayer money. And
I mean,
put it
he acted
towards-
like he was because he said he was going to put it to a charity. So
He's going to give it a charity.
and that
right.
they waste the money already. So what's the difference?
I
It's
still don't think
terrible
he's going to go
optics.
through with it.
I mean, I hope you're right, but I don't put anything past him.
First of all, we're questioning this at a higher level than a lot of people are most likely going to talk about it. There's going to be some talking point for the left and the right that they're going to attach to this,
There
and
was,
that's how it's
I will tell you
heard.
that this came out a day or two before the X tweet that he did, which I think might have something to do with it. And there was far more traction with the Obama monkey tweet than there was outrage of what he said about this situation and what Scott Bessent said about it.
Right, and
Is that fair? Last
Yeah.
Dance?
it is fair, and it's just
Because
mind-boggling
racism
to me.
is more straightforward than law.
I mean,
Talking about the ape tweet at the water cooler was more interesting to the general public than talking about this $10 billion that they're just going to hand over to Trump.
I think people just don't.
we don't
believe
know that they're going to hand. I'm sure there's legal experts and analysts far more experienced than we are that can dig into this. And so
See,
this is.
I don't think it's that complicated. I don't think it's that complicated.
You're-
Well, that's your
first.
that's your opinion, but legal people are saying it is more complicated than the average layperson sitting behind an internet screen thinks that it is. So I'm gonna leave it to those people to figure out.
Well,
and
the
untangle.
two people that are the most experienced and in charge of this situation said that this was the case.
It's interesting
Well,
that you
okay,
wrote,
I mean, at some point we'll find out. I don't even see the point of arguing about it.
you wrote if the lawsuit proceeds, Trump would need to prove actual
That
damages
was
to
a quote
justify
from-
the claim. I mean, he doesn't have to prove it. That's only if the government.
That's what I'm saying. This is coming from legal analysts who I trust much more than people on YouTube insisting that this is going to be the outcome.
Well, I don't
Right.
trust.
I'm
because
I'm
that is-
basing it off of the president of the United States and the person that is making this decision saying that this is what's going to
I'm
happen.
basing it off of the opinion of legal experts.
And
But
the
they don't
article
have
that
a-
you
they don't
shared,
have
Joe,
a-
Many of them are saying that there are concerns.
They don't, but you're talking about the leader of the
It's-
IRS and
this
the
is
leader
a
of the
pointless
country.
conversation because none of us have the ability to resolve any
Well,
of it. We're
it's
gonna
the
find out
reason that
soon
it
enough
could
what's gonna
possibly happen is
but
because
you're
more
locked
people
into
feel
this
like
one
you
outcome based
and
on
are just going to turn a
input.
blind eye to it because we can't do anything about
Right.
it until it happens.
Well, okay, think what you want.
We,
and I'm gonna
unless
be a
we
little
have a
more
public
open.
outrage of it, this will happen.
I'm not.
I think the debate is more towards the ethics of it, Jeff. Even the article you shared, they're starting with the ethical issue of it. Is it legal? That's the question. If it's legal, then
Right,
they
there
can
are,
move
there are
forward with it.
questions. Like nobody has a definitive answer right now. There are questions.
I mean, there's another
People seem
ethical issue.
convinced they already know the issue inside and out and how it's going to turn out, and that's what I'm reacting to and pushing back against.
Well, I mean, what about take out both of the parts that you guys are talking about? What about in the end, will not the optics be enough for him to say,
So I don't care about optics.
no, I don't mean in our eyes, in Trump, who really does care about his popularity, this is going to be an extremely unpopular thing, I think, for him.
Put it on the pile of all the other unpopular stuff he does.
Possibly.
Well, yeah,
possibly.
that's why I'm saying I don't think it's out of. Do I think this? No, I don't think so. But is it out of the realm of possibility that he put that tweet out to draw attention away from this story? I don't think that's totally. It's plausible, I would say.
All right, let's get into this tweet. So he put out a 1 minute stream. Sorry, what is it called? It was a reel.
AI
That appeared
video.
to be from Instagram, and he appeared to do sort of a screen recording, which is sort of like a screen grab, but when you do it obviously for a video. So he or whoever did it let it go 2 seconds too long, and that possibly the next reel that came up was the song from The Lion King, but it was an AI video.
I didn't actually have the sound up when I saw the video, so I think it might have been The Lion King, but I'm not sure.
So what ends up happening is, as the video, his intended video that he sends ends, you have sorry, it's
Go
comical.
dine on me, Steve.
The Obamas, monkeys, AI combination of their faces and monkey bodies.
Well, I think we should just play it.
Completely. See, the thing is, I'm having a hard time finding.
They scrubbed it. It's hard to find unless you can find somebody else that already has it captured on their
Exactly.
video. But
You
the
probably
thing
have to
was,
dig on
the larger
4chan.
context part, it was Trump as king of the jungle, and they had several politicians dressed as the king of the animal. So it's
Now,
not
see-
just like, here's the two Obamas as monkeys.
No, I
There was
know
a
that.
larger-
I have the video that he followed the video he played, but I can't find the original combination of things that he tweeted. That's the hard thing to find. I can show you the video of the song. That's no problem.
It
Are
seemed
you
like it was a bunch
against-
of words and
I want the
graphs
video of the
across
song.
street.
Are you, Jeff? Are you against the president trolling at the level that Trump trolls?
No, not at all. Trump's one of my favorite trolls.
All right.
I love his trolls.
That's the
That
best
McDonald's
quality we
fried
could ask
troll-
for in a president.
Oh my God, that's one of the reasons I switched to him.
He engages with internet culture. I mean, he's using the tool of the internet. And I consider it chess, and it's interesting to see what he does and how people respond to it. And there's definitely people that are for it. So, I mean, it's not like it's not working for him.
Yeah, my esteem for his troll game keeps going up and up and up.
Is there a line?
Oh, Jesus. Oh God, I can't play this here.
I've seen
Yeah.
worse trolls on YouTube cross lines.
Why can't you play it?
I've seen Trump
Well,
do
the
it.
first thing is Michelle and Barack in like monkey fucking outfit. That AI
Yeah.
monkeys. It's terrible. I don't want to.
You have the
Alright.
actual video, like the Lion King song video.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm looking
yes,
at it
I
right
have.
now.
Underneath it says didn't do nothing.
Yeah, no. I mean, I can.
I can see you're a man of culture, Welshman.
Do you have Instagram? Do you have Instagram, Jeff?
I do not.
What do you think?
If you
Stan?
drop
Should
it in
I
the
share
back
it?
chat,
I think
I'll put it on his Discord.
newsworthy and very
I mean, the
relevant.
president of the United States put it on.
I don't think
And you
it's
can't put it on.
copyright issue,
He
and
took it down. That was a big tell for me that he took it down.
I don't think it's a racism issue. I think it's
I don't think it is either.
just it's a newsworthy item. We could discuss it.
People are going to see what they want to see, and he probably already has an idea of who's going to see what in it.
I would like to discuss it to talk about
can't-
racial stereotypes.
You,
And
you can't say
what
there's
is and isn't
zero
there.
credibility to the racist aspect of putting a black person's face on.
I have no idea even who made the video or what were in their heads. So I can't. I am not in a position to make any claims.
I think, yeah, I agree with you, RW. You can't ignore the potential racist aspect, but I think you need to see the whole video to put it in context.
I'm not even saying that's what they did, but I've been banned and lost talking rights for making a joke that said monkey see, monkey do. I would have said that whatever color their skin was, but because it was a black person that I was responding about, I got my my rights taken away.
Where was this?
On YouTube?
That was on Reddit.
Oh,
Bad
Reddit.
choice
Oh
of
yeah.
words
Oh,
there,
I don't
bro.
even use
Bad
Reddit
choice
anymore
of
'cause I get
words.
modded so much.
Reddit's ridiculous.
All right, Last Dance. I'm going to send you it.
I'm looking at it, so I could play it if you want.
How are you looking at it?
What did you
sent-
get copyright smacked for, Jeff? Yesterday, it was the Flocka zombie. Sorry.
Yeah, Flocka zombie.
That you had the link in Discord, and there it is. There's the video.
All right, you went back to the Discord and found it because I just tried to copy and paste the link to the private chat and it wouldn't do it.
Okay, well, I'll do it.
I thought we have the ability to talk over videos, no matter what it is, and make it a commentary so that it surpasses copyright law. I don't understand how that works. I guess.
Or you can
Just
play
if-
it on mute.
I don't want to offend people because of the initial pictures.
Okay, I pasted it in the private chat. I don't know
Alright, let's
why
see
we
if
don't.
this works. I don't have Instagram, so if I don't have to log in, I can.
I don't know why we don't just play it, but that's
See
that's-
how above yours with my thing it just says Instagram?
Yeah,
That's all it would do for me.
I copied it off. I actually opened the page in Instagram, and then I copied the link from there.
I was just doing the share aspect, so
Yeah, that'll give you a Discord link probably.
interesting.
This is cute.
I
Even
know.
as monkeys, they look adorable. This whole video is
You
just.
said it's
It's,
cute.
it's
It's the
hysterical.
most
Take it in the
adorable
spirit
racism
that it seems like
ever.
it was intended. Somebody's a pig. They have some donkeys.
I think
Hopefully they-
Biden
hopefully they
needs to
chose
run
well.
this.
Chris Christie.
Is Ted
Trump
Cruz
looks so
the pig?
evil. Somebody's a flamingo fanning him. Is that Whoopi Goldberg? Oh, is that or Katani
It's Whoopi.
Brown?
So there's some people I don't know.
This is a great video. Very well done.
And interestingly, if you look at it, Jeff, I think it's AI generated.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely.
For
Definitely,
sure.
No,
yeah.
this are you
It's
saying
really
this ain't
good at it.
real?
No, I mean in the sense that like it's so AI generated that I think obviously
AOC?
it's AI generated, but I'm making the point that
Chuck
I don't
Schumer.
think that any person particularly put the Obamas first.
Biden's a monkey.
I said
Well,
that.
See, I don't think that the original post. I don't think this was the original post. The original post was about election fraud, and there were some graphs
Well,
thrown
that's
up,
what I said.
There's
No,
like
yeah.
little
Yeah.
snaps of this at the end.
and just
This
the
was
very
the
last
final-
part. With
This was
Right.
as it was fading out. There was a
Right,
second and a half
Right.
or 2 seconds. But look
right,
at 2 seconds of this video.
I just
see the end of his post. It's the two of them dressed.
Yeah.
I think exactly, and I think it's important for context to see that the video that was tacked onto the end has lots more stuff than just the Obamas as monkeys.
Yeah.
correct.
well, why was
But-
it just the Obamas as monkeys that was on that original tweet?
Because that's the
Joe
first
Biden's a
part of
monkey
the
too,
video.
not just the Obamas.
Because he
So
stopped the
what-
screen recording at that point.
When reel to reel goes, you just reels pop up, and if you're not on your game, whoever put this together, maybe Trump, maybe whoever his fucking social media person was, screwed up and had the last extended it 2 seconds too long, which ended up picking up that image. And let's not mistake it. For a lot of people, that is a profoundly racist thing. In and of itself, on its
Everything's
own. And no, I mean just by itself. So you have this
They're
video
cute. They
that-
look good as they're really cute monkeys. They look
Right,
really
but
good.
they're
If
black,
I were gonna
so
make it
peop-
racist, I would have done a much worse job on them.
No, I understand what
They-
you're saying.
this
and-
is some of
and
the
I'm not-
best
I'm not
symbology.
one- I'm not one to get offended. You really can't offend me per se, but when you're
Challenge
talking
it.
about like Trump and the president and like they got to do better. It was a fuck up. It isn't the end of the fucking world,
Well, he
but
did
it was a
take
You're
fuck
down.
up.
assuming it's a mistake.
In my mind, it is a mistake. I think it was a mistake. Now, wife thinks it wasn't a mistake and thinks it was
What
intentional.
kind of mistake? A mistake how?
A
politically
mistake of like
opposite?
they meant to end the video after 1 minute, which was the post that he intended to put up, which was about election interference, and he didn't intend to put the first 2 seconds of this Jungle King song.
Oh,
or
like it wasn't
whatever it's-
intentional. It was just a glitch.
Right.
or-
It was an
Yeah,
editing
was it,
mistake.
either it was an old man
Total
who fucked up.
coincidence.
No, yeah, that's what I mean, Aphid. Like that's why it's a huge fuck up because, like, you know, come on, this guy he shouldn't even be going there in the first place. It's embarrassing, and then he makes this.
I'd say you're very optimistic. Believe
Did
it's
he
an
make the
editing error.
video?
Say that again, RW. I want to get.
I'd say you're very optimistic to believe it's an editing error. To be at that level of power and post something that has that content on it by mistake.
Right.
I think Smoke Steve is right. It looks like an editing error. It could be that English Bottle Cap is right. It's intentionally made to look like an editing error because that gives you plausible deniability. Smoke Steve has provided
Right.
the plausible deniability. So,
Right.
you know, none of us really know. I wouldn't
Right,
put it
exactly.
past.
None of us know. And
I
it's a
wouldn't
cute
put it
video.
past Trump to put some,
Better than
you know,
Disney.
raw racist imagery
I don't think.
and
Trump
then
does.
do it in a way that's plausibly deniable. I also certainly would put it past Trump and his minions to just screw this up. So, unfortunately, no one will know the truth. People will look at it through their own lens, and just like everything else, they'll see what
It's
they
like
want to see.
everything else. Yep.
It's whatever the reason is, it's totally unacceptable.
I agree.
I don't have a
There you
problem
go,
with it.
Aphid.
I don't think it's totally unacceptable, but it's
Oh,
probably
For the President of the United States to do that is totally unacceptable.
I agree with Aphid on this one. It's an absolutely absurd error. If it's an error, it's absolutely acceptable. It's
Yeah, he sure doesn't seem like he wants to get to the bottom of this and fire whoever made him look like that.
I'm not going to hypervent.
it could be him.
yeah, I just don't think he's going to do something so overtly racist, like intentionally. Call me naive or crazy, but that's my opinion on this one.
I don't think
And I don't know if
mere
he made the
image is
video.
overtly racist.
A what?
I don't think in an image of a black person in the body of a monkey is necessarily racist. It depends on the context.
Right. And
Well,
Biden is
let's-
a monkey as well.
But I mean, any image you could use that excuse for any image.
Everything's racist. He didn't even take a monkey anymore for something to be
Math
racist.
is racist.
Now, I'm not saying it's not racist. For example, he could have made Biden this is the author. It is not Trump, but whoever the author of that video is could have made Biden as a monkey in order to provide some plausible deniability of racism. So you're getting to you're having to read people's minds in this point.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but
this is
you're
what I do
the
know.
President of the United States. You shouldn't put yourself in that situation where you could offend a large portion of your constituents.
Well, he did.
Well,
Are you
he
going to
doesn't-
recover?
I mean,
I
if
didn't have, I'm not
first of all,
partial
the
to one way or
video
another.
is
It doesn't
incredibly
surprise me.
flattering to Trump. So that would attract him to be viewing it.
Well, Last Dance, let me come up with a fund. We'll provide you with a microphone and a small camera. You can head to a black area in Baltimore and ask them if they find it offensive to have the Obamas dressed as, what did you say, monkeys or portrayed as monkeys, and if they would find that to be offensive. What do you
I
think
think I
they
will
would say?
Most
not.
black people I, know
don't-
are not that fragile.
But I think
I-
they would say,
I think-
yeah, that's offensive.
Yeah, I think most would. I agree. But I don't know one. You know, I don't let some group of people have a veto over everything that I see or that other people are allowed to create.
First Amendment.
So
No, it's not really First Amendment. I don't really know whether this author intended to create a racist video.
So we can go back to the days of what was the football announcer who called
It was Howard Cosell.
Howard Cosell? He called a running back. I want to say he said, "Look at that little monkey,"
Right.
and he basically his career was more or less ended for that.
Not really.
Was it?
But
I don't think it was.
Well, he took a lot of flack.
That was a different time. Now he would be canceled, as they call.
What about Jimmy the Greek?
I don't know if that.
yeah,
makes a
that
difference.
was his career was ended because of what
Was
he
it?
said.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was so young.
He said that the reason you said blacks are better at sports because they have, I don't know, more fast twitch muscles or some stuff like that.
Right.
It wasn't
Basically, their
racist per se.
Their DNA is superior.
No, I
in
think he
those
just
manners.
said. I think it was something.
No,
about
I'm
fast
generalizing.
twitch muscles. Yeah, but it wasn't, obviously racist. I think there was. I don't know if it's true. I mean, it may not be true, but I don't think he meant it in a racist manner. Although he was drunk, so who knows?
I agree.
I-
I was just bringing up some old.
I have an
examples.
ethics question.
Sure.
What do you guys think about TrumpRx.gov? You guys even know what that is?
I don't
I don't
enough
know
about
much
it.
about it.
I mean, everyone's free to
Sounds
go
like
right now to
a good thing.
TrumpRx.gov, and it's a place you can buy pharmaceutical drugs directly from Trump. I don't even know where the hell it comes from.
I'm gonna go check it out.
Why?
That-
Why would
I'm
I do
gonna
that?
go. Hey, Smokes. Oh, he's gone. I'm
Me
gonna take
too.
off because I promised my son a long time ago we were gonna
Yeah,
watch
sure.
something.
Thanks. Great
I'll see
talking to you.
guys. Always a
Later.
pleasure.
Jacob Lip.
Thanks for
I
coming.
hope-
man.
No, he's gone.
What do you hope? I'll listen to you.
I said I hope he survives whatever expansion of his neighborhood occurs in the next week.
Yeah, or a year, or 5 years, or 10 years.
Yeah.
I hope he survives his neighbor.
I don't know. So far, it doesn't have any of the drugs that I use.
It's the way that it's presented. It's definitely like you're saving all this money. I don't understand the ethics behind it. Like where's the money going?
Exactly. How do you save money? Why
It's
is it less through?
It's like I think that it's direct from the manufacturer. Like you're buying direct from manufacturer, which to me doesn't seem possible because they don't have that facility set up. So it'd be
Right.
drop shipments. And where does the money
Listen,
go?
the White House put out a fact sheet on it. Let me browse it.
All right, yeah, hook us up with the knowledge, bro. To me, my brain's telling me something doesn't make sense.
Oh, well, I'm sure.
They just put a big pop up over it that I can't. It wants my email address, and I can't close it out. So I
Just
can't
have
read the thing.
Have it scan your eyeball.
That bothers me more than the site itself.
Just have it scan your eyeball and fingerprint. That should work.
It's a big picture of Trump, like saying, "Give me your email address. Join now." And there's
Okay,
no
so-
way to get rid of it.
Only you can serve your country.
It's a stupid. It's a government site. It's a .gov, which is reserved for the U.S. government, I believe. No, it's reserved for
Here we go.
U.S. government.
These are companies that have signed pricing deals with Trump RX to offer these particular
Is
medications.
that Charlie?
No, this is me looking here. It's the White House Gov fact sheet.
Okay, you got past it. What's up, Topple?
Bring Topple on for some common sense.
He's probably buying drugs off of this website right now.
It says at the top, it says we're just getting started. Get updates as new medications are added. But I think it's
Yeah, I might have to turn to Charlie for this.
If Charlie
So-
can tell you where that money goes, like how the business aspect of that works.
oh, holy shit. They have Wegovy, which is a GLP-1 receptor agonist for
What the hell does that mean?
149. It's these fat pills that
Oh,
you lose weight. What's the standard one that everybody knows
Ozempic.
about? Ozempic. Yes.
Ozempic.
This is something very similar to Ozempic. $149 for I guess a month supply.
As opposed to what's the crossed out price?
$1,349.
What a bargain.
Yeah.
And Smoke Wife's asking if it gets here faster than the Trump cell phones.
This could all be bullshit, right?
If you can buy it though, then the money, I mean, that would be lawsuit.
So there's only 9 medications that are listed. Oh no, there's more. I take it back. Sorry. There's a bunch. Protonics. Wow, that's not cheap at all. $200 for Protonics. I pay less through my
Hey, Four Lights, welcome to the party, man.
no, that's not good.
I'm not sure where he's saying
It
that
says
it's
profits
CWM.
largely flow to pharmaceutical companies, pharmacies, and tech platforms that are involved in its operation.
It's a middleman website for pharmaceutical.
Those are
Drops
the 3 stakeholders, and if he operates as a public initiative, any excess could theoretically return to government coffers.
Government.
So the
coffers.
focus remains on price relief for consumers rather than profit generation.
So for me, I guess the issue is his name specifically on it instead of government. Like, I guess it's not generic, and so my brain's like, this is unethical. I think that's how that's working out in my mind.
Oh,
Yeah, his name is on it because he's a
puts his name on everything. That's just he's
He's
been
a
doing that even in the
fuckhead.
80s. So that doesn't bother me.
that's how that works. for you,
That's part of his
Last Dan.
brand.
well, it's just this my summary of his personality is in this show.
And it's voluntary. Like no one's forced to get their drugs from here. So it's just
Right.
No,
another
I'm not.
option.
I'm not attacking people's rights to have cheap drugs. I hope that it heals them well and doesn't cause cancer and kill them instead.
Me too.
I want a new drug.
All the drugs.
There's also the ethics of Mamdani. I'm trying to find it. He signed an executive order 13 that, where is it? Does not allow ICE to perform actions. Here we go. New York City Mayor Mamdani signs order protecting immigrants on public property. New York City Mayor Mamdani, the first Muslim mayor, blah, blah, blah. It bars ICE agents from public sites like schools and hospitals without a judicial warrant, firearms sanctuary policies, and direct agencies to audit rules, train staff, blah, 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 blah. So basically, he signed an order that protected illegals in more scenarios. Last Dance fired back saying that was illegal for him to sign that executive order. So I guess higher courts will be involved.
Well, fortunately, he's not the final word on that. So
the supremacy clause makes federal law supreme over state law. So
But that doesn't hold for Second Amendment stuff.
Yes,
Look at every
it
state.
does. The Second Amendment is supreme.
Well, then every state can bastardize the Second Amendment to make it however they perceive it or want to.
No, there are definitely limits that the Supreme Court has set. So
one state can say 10
but it's
rounds.
still they're still up for judicial review. Even if they bastardize it, it can be reviewed by the higher courts,
right,
and brought into current constraints.
Because there's another mandate that was passed. I don't know if it was Minnesota, where it said officers must have a warrant to arrest people in public unless they think that the person's going to escape. And the just the moronic aspect of that, even creating a law, because the officer at any moment can say, I think they're going to escape, and then go and do it anyway. Like
That was
Some of this, I think, is just performative.
that was a federal judge ruling, not a Minnesota law.
so I just don't understand the point of creating a law that can be easily bypassed by the officer stating, I think they're going to
Performative.
escape. Performative means
Virtue
they're doing
signaling.
it for show. Okay.
Yeah.
Another ethics question.
Yeah, they're
Florida,
trying to it's a flex.
Florida
Flex.
ends multilingual driver's license test for safety. So basically, in the state of Florida now, you have to be able to speak English to pass your driver's license.
Oh.
Well, you guys have any thoughts on that? For me, it seems like a no-brainer because all of our road signs that have writing on them are in English. I don't know if
There's
that
also the
matters.
issue of it's better to have illegals licensed so you can track them than have them driving unlicensed.
Yeah, I haven't thought about it a lot. I mean, in principle,
It at least gets them in the system.
safe driving in America doesn't really require you to speak English, in the sense that, not understanding the signs. All signs are kind of iconic rather than words necessarily. So
Right, but you have to express your understanding for them based on the questions given to you in the licensing test.
yeah,
Questions about those symbols are in English.
well, the goal of licensing is to make sure that people have passed minimal standards for driving, and I think, and that is minimal, So I think allowing them to take the test in Spanish should be fine, or any language really.
Well, let's take it a step further, Last Dance. Like here in Massachusetts, if you're illegal and not a citizen of the United States, you can still get a driver's license. Do you agree with that?
I don't mind them getting some identification, but not. I think not. No. They shouldn't be able to appear to be citizens.
No, but the
I
driver's
think
license,
it's-
as some sheriffs or police have argued, that then you are at least giving them some level of training or testing for them to drive. So they're not
They're going to
gonna
drive
be-
anyway.
Yeah, I could see pros and cons, so I'm not really sure of how I should view that.
Are they going
But-
to be paying into the system that maintains the roads?
Yes, but technically they're not supposed to be able to use that driver's license to vote, because if you're
Oh,
not
I
an
see.
American citizen,
what you're
you're
saying.
not supposed to be able to use any means to vote.
So
So-
how would they? So that does bring a question as to how people are able to. What's the requirement for registration?
You mean voter registration?
Voter registration. Yes, I'm sorry, voter registration.
Yeah, that's a whole different subject that I'm not positive about.
Okay.
Birth
Lee's still
certificate,
going
things like that.
strong.
They have that SAVE Act. They had the list of documents that it's similar to what you need for a driver's license.
Yeah,
But if you have a birth certificate, a passport, something like that, you should be able to get registered. Something to verify your identity and your
Exactly.
citizenship.
citizenship is the important part.
Well, then you can't use a driver's license anymore, because that doesn't. If you allow illegals to obtain driver's license, then having a driver's license no longer means you're a citizen or even legally present in the United States.
What is the risk of an individual not being able to speak English driving? Like if they can follow road signs and everything and understand the safety of distancing and blah 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 blah, what scenarios are they going to come across that make them a hazard?
Well, let's
they
just
don't-
say there was a sign that said one way or wrong way. That there are some signs, like suppose you're going onto an off ramp and you think it's an on ramp. There'll be a sign that says wrong way as you drive.
I would
in
hope that they
direction.
had that level, like that would have to be literal like retardation level of not speaking English.
Driver's license are not one of the documents. It has to be a real ID. But
Okay.
a regular non-enhanced state ID is not going to qualify for voter registration. Neither will military IDs or tribal IDs because
All
they
right.
do not indicate citizenship. It has to be a document that indicates citizenship.
Well, then I guess, I mean,
Birth
At least
certificates,
that
passports,
concern is no longer there.
naturalization papers.
but isn't it different for every state? And
Well, each state is supposed to come up with their own process and procedure, but it still has to fall into these requirements.
I have a real ID. Does anyone else here?
I have it
Yes, I do.
enhanced. Is that the
I have
same
a
thing?
real ID allegedly, and I've used
I
it.
think mine's it lets me fly. If
Yeah.
It has
I'm
the
enhanced
star symbol on it,
driver's
I think.
license. I can cross over into Canada with it too.
You have the star symbol, then you're clear.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think you can
Mine-
get an ID here that's not real ID anymore. If you're getting
yeah, it just
ID,
takes a
Yeah.
little more proof. I think I had to bring a social security card and a couple proofs of address, things of that nature. And when I was renewing my license, it wasn't that complicated.
Is that the star?
yes,
Okay.
yes, you are part of the Pentagram program.
Okay, great.
You're in.
Yeah, it says the enhanced driver's license meets the requirements for a real ID, so it counts as a real ID. So that's what I have.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know much about the voting thing, but
It has the RFD chip in it.
I know when I registered to vote, I had to supply the same things I had to when I registered for the real ID. So that was, proof of residency as well as social security card. I want to say things of that nature. So yeah,
It's not that hard for a citizen to get a real ID.
it isn't unless you don't
No,
have your
you're
shit
right.
together, unless you lost everything along the way, which is possible. A lot of
Because
people,
even when you take a job,
Drew.
you have
Hey,
to
Randy.
provide 2 documents, one from each list,
Mhm.
to fill out your
Working Blue. Good evening, Working Blue.
Most of us have gone for a passport as well. It's all the same documentation, so it's not like it's nothing different. It's just making the license at the same level as a passport.
Randy Shalansky. I don't know what I just said, but I think I got it close. Randy Jean Lanskaski.
Randy
Welcome.
Jean Lasky.
Hey, Randy Jean Lasky.
There you go.
Two meat and veg. Who do we got? We got a whole crew showing up here.
Do you guys have any
Yeah.
thoughts on the 2 U.S. snowboarders that don't want to support or represent the United States because
Never heard.
they're?
That's my first time hearing.
I'll drop it in the back.
Because why?
Ice.
About their
America is the
complicated
worst
emotions
country.
representing Team USA. They cited pain from recent ICE deportations and protests, with Lillis urging respect for all rights and Hess competing for her family, friends, and America's good qualities. It's just, to me, it's like
I mean,
your
I don't-
nation is putting you forward as the best of the best that they have, and you're going to go there and bitch about your nation.
Actually, I'm not upset about them not supporting ICE and being against that. I'm upset that they're unsure if they want to represent the USA.
Go
I don't care
represent
what the
China.
reason is. If you're unsure you don't want to represent the USA, they should be sent home.
Exactly. Fuck them. Don't even feed them. Give them a plane
It,
ticket.
it would
home.
be exactly the same if Biden were president and some athletes over there said, I'm not sure I want to support the USA because Biden's letting all these illegals in. Send him home. I'm sure we'll get somebody else who wants to be here.
The link
up,
you
though?
sent, one guy said they feel heartbroken about the ICE actions and protests, and the other one said that
That's okay.
They have mixed emotions about representing the U.S. amid current events. I don't
Now
have a problem.
that guy
You
should be
wanna-
sent home.
Well, here's the thing. Back
I
in the
think it's
day,
fine to have mixed emotions about it.
back in the day, when a
understandable.
couple black athletes won and
Yeah.
they stood on the podium, they put their hands up in revolt, in rebellion, and I think they got stripped of their gold medals. And I found that to be a far more poignant protest than this doing it before the do it
got-
after.
They got booed.
But I still think it was powerful.
I thought it was appalling. Yeah, it was powerful.
It was powerful. I'm not saying I agreed with it, but it
Yeah,
was a
no,
statement.
it was very powerful.
Comparatively to these guys doing it before, it's fucking dumb. If they want to do something, do it after. Win and then fucking say it. Then it's something. Doing it
I
before.
don't think they got stripped of their medals.
Well, whatever. I'm not sure if they did. I don't know.
Tommy Powell, was that his name?
You'd have to look it up. I think there were some ramifications of it, but point is not necessarily on those two individuals. These people bringing this up before it.
No, it's not Tommy Powell.
Last Dance.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. You're a guy. You got to know. Look it up. Who were they?
With the Black Power salute.
I'm not sure if Meat and Two Veg wants a panel link because that's on the description and it might also be on the top of the chat. Or
No,
if
I
you
didn't
want,
pin it.
I
I don't like it. I don't like it floating up there. I'm a purist. I like the chat to be unpinned.
that's fair. No problem.
But
Or if you
I'll
want-
pin it for somebody if they need it, and then I'll unpin it because I like it. I like a naked chat. Oh God, this doesn't sound right.
You're fine, buddy.
All right.
It's all right.
down with that.
Did you guys see that the Dow closes above 50,000 for the first time? That was yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that good or bad?
50,130. I don't have stock, but there's a lot of people worried that the stock market was going to crash and burn and all that, and instead our economy is showing growth and income.
Well, when I first really started investing, it was below 17,000. So you could say the money I put in at below 17,000 would have doubled at 34,000. And now we're at 50,000, 51,000, I think. 34 plus 17 would be 51. That'll be that money triples. So like you can see how investments work, and this hasn't been that long of a period of time.
Very volatile, but you lucked out.
Well, we have been on a monumental run for the last, I'd say 15, 20 years, but overall the whole market has been in a greater sense on a meteoric increase, but you'll have what you call a market correction or check, but it's been doing well.
Right. There's other people like Meat talking about silver and gold. There's a lot of different investment markets that have been doing very good lately.
Yeah, but silver's tanking.
Is
Or
it tanking
was.
right now?
Yeah, dude.
It reached
Oh,
the record.
somebody was praising it the other day on my channel, saying how it's going up. Everybody should buy.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Then it was plummeting. It
Oh,
was
Doc. There's so many silver people in that sector for some reason.
Well, I mean, it was at over 100.
Silver was?
Yeah.
I know gold reached 5,000. That was a breaking point.
Yeah, it was over 100, and it was at like a year ago. It was at basically $29. So it's just all over the damn place.
I don't know.
January 29th, silver was at $114. Right now it's at 77.
It's still high
So-
because not long ago it was 20.
I know, but that's a crazy thing. That's only 7-8 days ago, 6 days ago.
I just don't long-term investment. Like if I'm going to buy a bunch of silver and give it to my kids, I know it's going to be, I don't know, but it's probable that it's going to be worth more money to them than it was to me. But in my mind, I would only invest in gold and silver if there's like some apocalyptic event. And in that case, how am I trading gold and silver? Like people want food and bullets and shelter and clothing. Like, I don't understand how it works out. What's up?
Uh-oh.
The intro amount for real trading with silver would be 1,000 ounces. So when silver was at $30, you would buy 1,000 ounces for $30K. And that would be something you would have sat on. And this would have only been a year ago. And then it went up to $114 an ounce. So your 30,000 just became 114,000. And then you would obviously decide whether you're going to sell it. And maybe you sell it and keep a certain amount, make a profit, whatever you want to do, wheel and deal. But in looking at it in hindsight over the last year, there was a great opportunity to make a lot of money in a short period of time.
Right. For anybody that was willing to invest in that and work with that, to me, it's just, it has to be a functioning society for that investment to have value. Unless I'm personally going to use it to smith.
Well, yeah, you know, you make a good point. I think that when you purchase silver, you want to purchase physical silver. I think these companies that store the silver for you, most of them are.
I don't even understand that model. That's like the most.
Yeah,
I don't even understand that model.
It's a lie. They don't have your silver.
They have your money.
If everyone wanted to cash in and get their silver at the same time, you'd all be fucked because nobody would get anything because that's just how they work. So when you buy silver, you want to have physical silver. And frankly, there's a huge amount of risk with that.
I guess my whole upbringing, I've been taught if it's not tangible, if you can't touch it, don't buy it. So.
Yeah, well, you got to be able to store 200 pounds of silver.
Shouldn't be too hard. Dig a hole somewhere.
Right. And I mean, yeah, maybe use a couple of pounds to buy some large caliber rifles to stand guard over your pile of metal. You know, at some point it becomes impractical. You know, yeah, it's not an easy investment for sure.
I agree with Bottle Cap. Like Meat and Bottle Cap are saying that, you know, silver is worth more than paper. I get it. But if shit goes down, paper and silver aren't really worth much. But silver is still, you can use it to like make stuff out of. You can use it for different things. Or paper, like you can burn it. You can stuff your jacket with it to stay a little bit warmer. You can use it as lasagna layering in your garden, maybe, but it's probably poison your vegetables. So I understand that argument, but when it comes to using it for commerce, it still has to have, the world still has to be in a functioning system.
Mm.
Otherwise, you'll get shot instead, and they'll just take your shit.
Fair point.
Are you expecting things to go down? Is that some of the thinking behind silver?
I'm not expecting it to. I'm not expecting apocalyptic. I'm more, my story or myth, as you would call it, is Bible prophecy. So getting to a point where if I don't agree and obey the governing system, I can't buy and sell. Therefore, I have to have the ability to provide for myself and my family. So I am creating self-sustainability in prediction of not having access to commerce. I don't think that the world's going to become apocalyptic unless everybody starts doing flacco.
God, I was never scared of zombies until I saw that video.
Yeah. Zombies before that to me were like mobs.
Like, I feel like I
mob.
could take on a zombie. I'm not worried about zombies, but that thing I saw in that video, no way.
That's why it's a headshot, dude.
Below me.
That was just
Veg.
one.
Slowing
I
that
haven't
down.
even watched other Flacco zombies. It was only that one, and that was enough.
Yeah, meat and veg in the house. How you doing, meat and veg?
What kind of veg is?
It means dick and balls.
Yeah, his username is Meat and Two Veg,
Oh,
which is pretty sure it's a British slang.
Meat and
As soon
Veg, can you say hello, please? I'm going to give you a few seconds here to introduce yourself. Meat and Veg? Meat and Veg? All right. No fucking way, dude. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's the same PFP from the guy yesterday, but it's a different name, so I don't know.
Oh, was that an impersonator?
There's usually when Welshman's here, there's a high chance that there's an individual that comes around that likes to share midget porn. So,
Oh,
What do you mean
because
by-
in the chat it's meat and 2 veg, and it's a different avatar.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
Simon,
the midget porn would be a vast improvement of what he normally shares.
you mean the
I
Simon
turned my
W?
good to know your preference, last dance.
dedication on.
RW, you mean the Simon W part?
The what?
What do you mean when you say PFP?
Profile picture. That's
Okay.
even though I don't understand how that we use the acronym PFP, because
Well, the authenticated
Pro-
name with YouTube is Simon W.
Picture.
So he's chosen a different name. So yeah, we're not gonna bring him on here again. I'm gonna just go ahead and remove him.
but wouldn't it just be PP, Jeff?
Yeah, but I think they put the F because so to make it not be just PP
Can I see your PP?
for connotations, and it adds a little more clarity.
Yeah, that's fair. Did you guys? There's another thing is that Ryan Routh or Ruth or whatever, the guy that apparently, life imprisonment for the assassination attempt on Trump.
Justice at work.
Did he?
Did he plead
Was he
innocent?
actually? I don't even really understand. I don't know much about that case, but it was a weird one because was Trump even on that golf course or like what was this? did you
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
some
he
guy-
was.
He was
He
on
was?
the golf course.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was he? Did he plead not guilty and was convicted by a jury?
I'll have to look it up.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, the exact story was that there was a forward observer, sort of a guy scouting ahead of Trump, a hole or two
Yep.
ahead. And he saw this sketchy shit that was pushed up against a fence adjacent to one of the greens that Trump was going to be hitting towards. And as he started walking towards it, a barrel of a gun protruded from it, and he fucking fired at it.
He opened
And
fire.
He opened fired, and the guy ran, and they caught him. And
Yep.
it was him, and he had like cheap fucking ceramic tiles from the Home Depot lined up against the fence and a backpack, and he had his rifle on the backpack, poking through the holes in the fence. And the Secret Service agent saw it and fired at him. And I don't know if Roof ever fired a shot,
No, I don't think he did.
but he ran for his life. And he had, as was described, a decent firing position that would have been in view of the green and in view of Trump. So if he would have just fucking laid down in the grass and kept his fucking head and barrel down and popped up at the last second, he probably would have pulled this thing off.
But he also sent a letter saying, like, apologizing for failing, like saying that he tried to do the assassination, but he failed. Everyone's so desperate to be a hero, or some people are so desperate to be heroes
Or-
for their tribe.
Anti-hero or whatever
Like
you
the
want to call
glory.
it. Yeah, sure.
To answer Last Dance inquiry, Ryan pleaded not guilty to all federal charges and was convicted by a jury federally. He also has charges in Florida, which he pleaded not guilty as well, terrorism and attempted murder. So I'm not sure if he then goes on to get convicted for those, or because he's convicted federally, it doesn't even matter. Or I would think the court case has to go through.
It's up to the state if they want to continue to prosecute. I think he'll get. He's almost certainly going to get a life sentence without any chance of parole for the federal conviction.
So it'd be a waste of tax dollars to slap.
It would
on.
be.
Real quick, Meat and Veg, I asked you like 2-3 times to just say a couple words, and you remained silent when you were live. I don't know what that's about, but fair point. You're trying to defend yourself here, but if you're gonna get brought on a live stream, just say hi so I can know that you're not gonna porn bomb me. Not that I'm insinuating that you were gonna do that, but we've been busted here before by pornos, and we don't want to get that shit again. So I'm a little sensitive.
Do you
That's
have an
all.
overlay that you use?
Steve
is
has
it?
not mastered that. No,
But any troll can do. Is he a regular here?
he's
No,
Any
known
troll
from
can
yesterday last
impersonate
time.
a chat name.
Right. He's not a regular, but we like to bring on new people.
How do you do an overlay, Jeff?
You upload an image into Stream. There's an overlay tab in StreamYard. You can upload an image to it.
And
And
then you
just-
can put that on and drag it
covers
around.
the whole screen. So you can bring them on and hear their voice, but you
So-
can't see anything.
How do the
Once
people?
That'd be
you're
awesome.
comfortable enough, you can take the overlay off. But sometimes they still porn bomb
Like that.
because they're
Yeah, that's
they
it.
know
I have
how to
overlay.
convince
I got
you they're
plenty of
legit.
overlays.
Yeah, like that.
So you can
Or
do
the-
that and
or
bring them
that.
up. Yeah. So that you use that until you vet them, and then you make the decision to bring it down or not.
It's a good point.
He says he's talked to me. I don't recognize the name.
Wait, let's see everybody's favorite. There he is. Well, that's not an
I
overlay.
like the
just-
shades.
Not enough. There's not enough ice cream in this
That's
one.
a good look for him.
Here, let's show me and my best buddy in the whole world.
I don't see the
There you
word
go.
overlay
I like
anywhere.
those
either.
shades too. Is that you?
That's me with
On
the
the right?
glasses here.
The
And that's
gold
my
ones?
bro here.
Yeah, I like those shades.
Yeah, they're special. Special. Overlay is under media assets, bro.
I don't see media assets.
Do you want to
So-
do you want
Or
to
your
leave the
background
overlay
and
up
your
and
sound
and
all your music.
do you want to give Simon a chance again and leave the overlay up?
Come on back, son.
I wonder if is Simon from Britain.
Yes,
It's so Simon.
he was
that?
here last time talking to me and Dance and Steve.
I'm going to
last
remove
Saturday.
Welshman. Poor guy's snoring.
Have a good sleep, buddy.
Kick from studio.
Boom.
I feel like it's so mean. Kick from
We're-
studio.
Well, if he's just backstage, he can still listen to all our very intelligent opinions and dream about our political theories.
I like
Yeah,
how it
that
leaves
guy.
the comments over the overlay.
Bassomatic.
Yeah, dude, StreamYards definitely has to update and give mods the ability to not allow video until they trust
Okay.
somebody. Just it's a straightforward video rights rebuke, revoke. Words are not my friend today. Oh, that's disgusting. That's terrible.
China. You can also turn your authentication on where they have to verify before they're allowed
Shit,
to.
how do I shut that off?
I don't see
Did
any.
you
such
turn that on
option.
for yours, Jeff? Did you just did you
I
start
just
one?
recently started to because we have trolls that come up and pester me in the back.
Okay.
And then you can always turn it off to let someone on if you know them to bypass it if you need to.
So it's a toggle switch.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, last dance on the side. Do you see comments?
On the side? What? Yeah, the comments. Yeah.
No, there's like bubbles, comments, banners, media assets, style, notes, people, private
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah. I see that.
All right, so click on media assets,
Okay. Overlay. Ah.
and then you can add whatever you want on there.
But how do you, what part is blocked and what part is visible?
Well,
How do
you
you-
can
Mine
see
covers
like
the
when
whole
you click
screen.
on the full screen. This one's wide. You get
So
a
it
wide
just-
screen.
It just blocks the whole screen, including the one person you would
Yeah,
like to
mine
block.
even covers the top and bottom.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
it
all
has to
about
be
how you
picture
edit the
size.
picture. Like the Biden one wasn't edited well, so it only
I
covers.
see. I
like,
see.
Oh, okay.
This one
Okay.
was edited to cover the whole screen, and so it does
Okay.
that, just that.
I'll be right back unless I'm not.
You see the two army guys there? Last Dance.
Yeah.
Don't put that up because one of them is a buddy of ours who streams and is he might not want that.
Okay.
I don't know who you are, meat and two.
That's actually Drone Tech.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
From
where the
his
hell I
Air
got that.
Force days, right?
I tried to get him to join us a couple weeks ago just to touch base. I'll reach out again in the future. There's I don't have much more. I thought it was interesting JD Vance's New World Order comment.
Hey, what was
basically
that? I
saying-
missed that one.
He's basically saying President Trump is building a new world order that includes globalization and global trade, but on his own terms. He says there is a new world order taking shape with the president willing to shake up longstanding alliance structures. I don't like the term New World Order.
Remember,
since
these are trolls.
Bush Senior. What's up?
No, we don't think you're a troll. Meat and veg.
No, I did the Trump and Vance. So you're having the exact reaction to the word that they probably want you to have.
I back conservative mindsets. I don't know what do you think the advantage of trolling New World Order as a term, just to get people hyped and talking?
I don't know. It's so this administration
To me,
is
it's just
so
noise.
it's so annoying. There's just constantly trolling.
Yeah.
I think it's braggadocious because it's saying we have the power to completely revamp and restructure a new world order under our own terms.
Well, we kind of do. I mean, we're the U.S. We kind of do.
I think we are. I really do think
A
we
little
are.
bit of a flex.
Well, if that's the truth, then why is the Taliban ruling Afghanistan?
Are they?
We didn't
Well, we
make
did
fuck
pull
all.
out.
We didn't make fuck all of a difference over there.
While we
Well-
were there, we didn't.
Well, I mean, all I'm saying is now
we
the result
probably
of
could
all
if
of our
the
all of
political
our
will were
effort
there.
was what? Fucking the Taliban now? I mean, that
Well, it was
might
just-
be a lesson learned that I think maybe sometimes you could say like the mistakes proves that maybe it was right, but the mistake of that proves that we should never do that again. But yet here we go again with possibly Iran. I don't know.
Or just do it more intelligently.
Say that again, Jeff.
Or just do it more intelligently.
Yeah, I mean,
I
every
don't-
country is its own entity, so they all have to be treated differently, I suppose.
You know, how did Genghis Khan take over country after country?
Banging all the
Brute-
ladies.
Brute force.
It's right. He killed everybody
Exactly.
everybody.
Yeah,
No,
did-
he
Was
made
that-
a lot of babies too.
Yeah.
He does have we all have a lot of Genghis Khan DNA.
Yeah.
But you know, unless you're going to engage in wholesale, you know, massacres of entire populations, you can't defeat a group like the Taliban because they live there and you don't. And as soon as you get tired, whether it's in a year or in our case 20 years, and you go back home, they're going to pop out of the woodwork, and there they are. You didn't
It's a
kill them
belief
all.
system.
You didn't kill them all. You didn't kill their families. You didn't kill their
You
aunts.
bolstered their belief system. You
But,
bolstered
yeah,
it.
Right, exactly. You
But
World
you're,
War II's shown what we're capable of.
you're leaving
just
something out there,
exercising
last
restraint.
days.
what's that?
The lack of people desiring freedom.
Yeah, exactly. We knew that. We
And
knew
the-
that the Taliban, I mean that the Afghan army would be useless as soon as we left. We knew that the entire time.
You're saying
is
lack
that
of-
is that a direct result of Islam?
It's a direct result of the culture that's over there. I wouldn't say it's a direct result of Islam.
What about consequence? If there's no one protecting their freedom and they have to protect it themselves and they see that it's a losing battle, they'll kneel.
No, to them, they are, you know, Afghanis are religious people. They want rulers who are vicious religious tyrants. That's what they want.
It's
They
so
want
fucked
that.
up because for us, when I see somebody who gains freedom, I get happy, I get choked up. But these people appear to not want freedom. They want to be controlled.
Well, then why would Iran have such a different outcry of freedom if it's the same Islamic
Yeah, I'm skeptical.
backing?
I'm skeptical. I have no idea, but I do know that an Islamic revolution overthrew the Shah, and no counter revolution has overthrown the religious
Islam?
regime there. Yeah. So, I certainly, I don't hope we don't occupy Iran.
You guys
Um,
have seen no information for about a week now, correct? Since we got
Yes.
our strike force in place, it's a
yeah,
blackout.
exactly. Supposedly, they're still negotiating.
Okay.
So, what is it in Iran that wants freedom? Is it just a fervor and lust for life of youth, and that the older people just want the control of the Ayatollah? I mean, is it religion? Is it?
I imagine that there is a schism and always has been. I just don't know where the vast majority of people, which side they lay on.
Do the youth want a secular country?
don't
No.
know.
They want it to still be an Islamic country, but they
I would imagine that's very likely.
so that it's almost like they want different degrees of secularism. Yeah, I mean religious control.
Yeah.
It's a shit show.
I'm just curious for not laws, saying that we have a bad understanding of it. What is your understanding of Afghanistan? I mean, if you have any 2 cents to add to it, feel free. I'm curious to see what happens with Iran, because for us to have such a strong military power there, I mean, okay, we could be just sitting at a table and hoping that they do the right thing, but I'll ask you guys, do you think that we are going to use military power since we have military power in location?
I'm not ruling it out, but I honestly don't know.
Does it benefit us if we can restructure them? If it's possible to restructure them with military power to benefit ourselves, is that the path forward for a superpower? It's outside of ethics.
Aren't they kind of considered an enemy? Iran, Russia, China,
yes.
North Korea.
Very much so. So
So
what if
anything we can
restructure that?
do to weaken them, I think, is to our advantage.
I agree. Ethics aside, I think when it comes to a superpower maintaining its status, it manipulates and maintains that power with its strength. I mean, just like Afghanistan, we can go in there and blow a bunch of shit up and put people in and train armies and leave a bunch of guns behind, but it's possible that it won't make 1 ounce of difference, and it'll just strengthen and embolden them. But if the people are actually revolting, then it's also possible there's a very different outcome. I don't know what the people were doing in Afghanistan and Iraq. I was too young to really pay attention.
I do know that we're currently in talks. There's some U.S.-Iran talks going on right now.
Do anybody have anything to say about this from Not Laws 2?
I'll take his 2 cents. I don't have enough knowledge of the situation myself to push back or add to it.
I would have thought the Iran under the Shah would have been fairly progressive prior to.
I did see where is it the Shah's son or one of his descendants is making a bid to be
exactly.
leader if they do a regime change, and a lot of the people seem like they're supporting that.
Yes,
you're right. It is
they have
the Shah's
cornerstone.
son. I believe that's right. Yeah, I think
like one of the reasons he's doing it is he said he was asked to, there's so many people that are willing to support him that they're the ones that are wanting him to step into that role.
He definitely put his neck in a hangman's noose to accept that request.
Fair. Cup of tea coming up with this. All right.
Did Iran ever get the internet back? There was a blackout.
I'm not aware of it coming back. Otherwise, we'd see a wave of new information. I'll ask though.
Oh my God. You are so propaganda brained up there in Canada.
Check and see here if there's anything.
I'm also curious while I look for this, Jeff, what's your view of the United States obtaining Greenland as its own?
I haven't looked into it deeply. There's probably a strategic rationale behind it that would make sense. So I don't know. I just don't know enough, but I'm not opposed to it if there's good reasons for it.
What if it's just for obtaining more resource and land?
That could be a good reason. I don't know. And I don't think this is the first time it's been floated either.
No, it's not. That's more expensive this time around.
So I'm not sure. Is Not Laws trying to be like pro-Taliban here with his comments? I
He's
don't
a
No,
woke
he's-
Canadian
he's-
socialist, if that helps.
He's just one of these people that, you know, they think they know so much and everybody else is so stupid. And
His theory is America's the worst country in the world because 79% lead poisoning.
All right. I appreciate
We're
his
stupid and we're messing up the world and none of us know what we're doing because we're all lead poisoned.
well, Not Laws. I appreciate your contrarian views, and I think it's great. I like people to express that here. That's what a pub should do.
I'm glad he took the invite.
Well, now, Laz, you found another home that can
Uh,
tolerate
he hangs out with Jeff all the time. He's
yeah,
one of the
he's-
guys that challenges Jeff at almost every stream I've been to.
Good stuff. Who's the green guy here? What is his avatar? I don't really know
what's
what
wrong
that
with
is.
him?
It's Zoltan backwards is where Not Laws comes from.
Oh, that's different.
No,
than
I was talking about his avatar on the chat. It's like a green
I don't-
guy.
I
I
don't
don't know if you guys can even see that.
to me, it just seems like an AI prompt. I'm
What an
not
idiot.
sure.
Oh,
What's
I
that?
thought you had said
Don't say you really
79%.
feel Last Dance. Damn,
Last Dance. What happened?
he's just giving him shit.
I just saw his claim that something about 54% lead poisoning.
Yeah, it's gone down. It was 79% earlier, or so I thought. So the 79% literate, okay. Because of the lead poisoning or just
I mean, these are,
general stupidity?
I don't know, where's he from? He's you know, he's
Canada.
someone, if that's what it sounds like.
Not Laws? Do you back Carney? Do you back government, or are you against government in any nation? Are you anti-government? I mean, if you know the corruption in the United States, I would think you're aware of corruption in your country as well. And
Yeah,
as
everybody
for
in the
the
right
internet in Iran, it's up. It's kind of up, but extremely restricted. So I personally don't have any source coming in of new video since before the internet went down.
Unless it's the United States.
What does it mean government isn't monolithic?
I don't know. I've never
I
seen
don't
a
want to
video
talk
before until now.
with Not Laws particularly. If he wants to come on, then we could discuss it with him.
He's
Don't.
never paneled.
Like one world government, monolithic, deep state? I'm just
No, I
curious.
was just talking about Canada, that you were trying to basically portray them as a singular thing, but obviously Canada is broken up into a lot of different provinces with individual leaders and
they still have a federal government.
Of course they do. But
So
I mean, Yeah, I mean, whatever. Any other subjects you guys wish to cover?
It's all you guys. I've burned my stash.
I think we're at 11:35. I'm going to go ahead and peruse the interwebs for various different fun things, and going to bring this thing to an end.
All right. Thank you for hosting, Smoke Steve.
No problem.
Steve.
Thanks for being here.
Have a great weekend, and I wish you good luck tomorrow. But I'm just hoping for a good game.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, take it easy.
Jeff,
Be
thanks for
well.
coming and testing us out. Hopefully you had a good time, dude. And all.
Good talking to you,
Yeah,
Jeff.
you do this once a week, every weekend.
Yeah.
Mostly. Hey, next week, actually, guys, I might do Friday.
Ooh,
Okay.
good news.
So join in. I know, Jeff, sometimes you do Fridays. That's cool too. But if you
Yeah, but
around-
I'm more than happy to take a break from Fridays.
all right, cool. So
If you want to
I'll
take it.
keep you guys all posted on Twitter. Follow me, and thank you for being here, everybody.
All right, take it easy.
Thanks for
See you, everybody.
Be well.
Take care.
Good night. I'm gonna go ahead and say good night because my guitar's not down here. Otherwise, I would play a song. So good night, everybody. Be well. And I'm going to get my guitar and play a song after I end the pub. I hope you all have a great night and a wonderful upcoming week. Goodbye.